Oh,
Oh shit. Mics are live. And we are live. You know, we didn't even test audio. For all I know, our audio is all shit. And I don't have. And let me turn on that. Let us know about audio issues. It shows audio issues. I can English. Thank you everyone for joining tonight. Is anyone actually we have a decent amount of viewers? Thank you everyone for joining tonight. This is Podcast Z. This is Ultra Podcast Z, episode 95 and a half. We're in a lovely, warm weekend, chill weekend episode. As always, I'm Manuel, leader of AJ Connections. Gosh, like I didn't realize I'm the only normal, like regular like hosts that's on this one. So and I have 4 people. But Pleiades has been on actually I think Leslie and Warren have been on more. But anyways, Pleiades, we'll start with you. Introduce yourself.
Alright, this is Pleiades. You know what it is. Mr. Big Dick Daddy, also known as Mrs. Filio Girl, but still gonna have better hips than her. Head writer for Treasure Box Press. You know the vibes.
Did what's his name give back at you? I'm gonna stop. Like I can't finish that. Warren, what's up?
I am Frederick Badman, aka Warren, because that's my real name.
Sold that guy.
I know. Well, there's a huge story behind that name, but yeah, I don't. We're just buddies. Like we run the the Thunder in the East Japanese metal panel that we sadly. We're still mourning. Still mourning.
RIP 2020.
Oh, God.
Here lies 2020. Got to pour one out for the homies. The homie
Just
being
pour
the
the
year.
water.
But yeah.
Oh, sad.
Leslie, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I am Haro on everything pretty much to social media. I model, I do drink fashion, and do a lot of Instagram and content creation, and I go to conventions a lot, and I watch way too much anime sometimes. Maybe not enough, maybe enough, I don't know.
No, she watches too much.
I watch good.
You watch animals have sex with each other in animated form.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
the furry.
Just get that out the gate, like
it's
right
a
there.
great story.
I know, and she likes Monster Musume.
You like Monster Musume also?
Yes.
That's a plus. What are you talking about?
Is that
Using all my waifus, my arachne waifu.
that's like, yeah, is that the one with
Taste.
the big titty snake and everything and like
Yeah, it's a
And
big
the big titty
thing.
spider. And
Yeah.
the big titty slime.
the big
Yeah,
titty
just put big,
Yeah.
big titty blank. There you
big
go.
titty blink, yeah.
And that other one. What was the other one where they're fucking one-eyed little kid monsters?
What?
I don't know, man.
I'm sorry, what?
It's that one about that brothel and shit.
Oh,
It's that sorry ass anime. Yep, I said it. I like watching good shit, motherfuckers.
Wait, I don't recall which one.
Is it the reviewers one?
I have
I
no
didn't
idea.
watch the reviewer.
It's
Dude,
it's the one about the monster brothel. They go and just like fuck shit.
yeah.
That's
I watched that
essentially
one.
the plot.
That could be so many anime.
I have no
watched
idea,
an episode of that. An episode of that recently, a couple weeks ago. I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast or not. And like everyone made the joke when that was coming out that it was basically hentai, and people say that about a lot of anime. And I watch it. I'm like, no, it's not. But no, that one is hentai. I mean, like they was straight up.
They don't. Well, one episode.
Exactly.
It's sort of private, but outside of that, it's like not as explicit. But that one episode, they're like.
Wait, hold up. Okay, so here's the golden standard. Compare it to To Love Ru.
Oh, it's way
Yeah,
more than.
It's way more than.
Way more than that.
Okay, there you go.
To Love Ru is more fan service than anything.
Yeah.
But this one, like,
No, there's straight up nudity. There's titties everywhere. There's like.
they have sex.
Yeah.
Like, uncensored?
Yeah. There's
They actually have
sex.
sex?
There's sex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's sex. Every
Yeah, okay.
episode. They
That's
have
on my
sex.
to-watch list.
And like, yeah, it's a show. LC is a sweet. Wait, LC is a sweet potato. What's LC is a sweet potato? I want to know what a
I
sweet
have
potato
no
is.
idea.
Did we say something
You don't
about
know what a sweet
LC?
potato is?
Is, actually,
It's like orange. and it's sweet. And
I actually hate sweet potatoes, and I actually hate that.
Talk about I'm gonna get canceled.
Yeah, Manuel is over party. Like, no, fuck sweet potatoes. Fuck sweet potatoes.
Peruvian people.
Oh god, you're gonna get lit up, boy.
When
yeah, fuck sweet potatoes, man. I got you. I like sweet potatoes. I like sweet potato fries, but fuck sweet potatoes.
I never thought I'd be having this conversation.
One time, this is actually a really random story, but like it's a really short one. One time, I had this girlfriend a while back, and like she had this aunt who invited us out to dinner, and like the aunt was like this crazy doctor in for some doctor convention, and did not like me. I was clearly trying to show me up by like inviting us to a place. I've never eaten a more expensive meal in my life, and like the cheapest thing on the menu was like the hamburger I got, which I got because I actually wanted a hamburger, and it was like $40. And yeah, and like I was so annoyed though because when I got it, the fries with sweet potato, and I was like, I'm just so fucking pissed. I was just like, I'm not even gonna eat these. Those fries were like $20 each, you know, not each, but yeah. I was like, fuck everything, fuck my life.
It's just like this trauma that's directly related to sweet potato fries.
Yeah, and I was so upset. I was so upset because the whole situation was a fucked up thing. I'm like, it felt like a scene out of a sitcom, you know, like the whole situation. I'm like, they were trying to, like, her aunt was trying to make me like an idiot, you know, at this really expensive ass restaurant, and the food was not great, by the way. It was.
Were the fries extra, or did they come with it?
They came with it. It was just, and by the way, the portions were ridiculous. Like the burger was okay, but the burger was like pretty small. But the fries was literally like this like little cup, and it had maybe like 8 fries in it. I'm not even exaggerating, and they were all sweet potato. I had one, and I was like, ew, and I just left, you know. And I legit think I got McDonald's after that too. So yeah.
Wow.
I was like, fuck this.
McDonald's got those crack fries.
Exactly.
Yeah, fries. I'm not even gonna lie.
I'm gonna get some after this podcast. I'm gonna like eat my crack.
There you go, man. Yo, I'm getting some. I'm having some in a little bit.
I straight up just said eat my crack.
Oh wait, hold up.
Who's echoing? Yeah, I think it's Leslie.
It's in me.
Leslie, go wear some earbuds, bro.
I am wearing earbuds.
Wait.
Maybe because I'm watching the stream, maybe? I don't know.
No.
Well, your microphone seems really sensitive. I think it is you. Well, yeah, actually, it has to be you because when you talk, you don't echo.
Oh.
See? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Try to fix that while we go on. Let's actually.
Are you on your phone or are you on a laptop?
My.
Oh.
Testing.
Oh wait, we sound better. Oh no, we don't.
Yeah.
I'm loud. Is it just me? Am I the only one echoing? Even though I know. Wait. No.
How about no?
No, I echo too.
Am I echoing?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
Let me. Well, we'll just.
Wait. How's Leslie? Wait, how's your laptop? Is it coming out of your laptop? If you have earbuds in, that shouldn't be the case.
I have earbuds on, so it shouldn't be.
Well, I think your microphone's just sensitive or something, and it's picking up the sound coming out your earphones. I don't know. It's cracked.
It's crack.
I just said I'm gonna eat my own crack.
I mean, you gotta make it yourself nowadays. Don't know who's making what.
If you're eating your own crack, I salute you. If you could bend over that far.
Oh my god, that's
your safest sex partner.
Yeah.
Yep.
During the Rona times.
Hey, that's the best argument for hentai nowadays. Well, it's not the best argument, but it's a good excuse.
There's this. I don't know if anyone's a fan of Bloodhound Gang. You know, they have that song, the bat. Oh my god, what just fell?
It's the Rona.
Ghosties.
Oh, no joke. I have a Bible Black figure up there, and it fell. And it scared the shit out of me.
That's amazing.
God came down. He's like, nah.
I know. Thank God. No, it's actually a cast off, and I realized when I was putting it to the camera, I'm like, please tell me the top stayed on, and it did. Well, as you can tell in the brightness, but yeah, look, her top comes off. There goes some.
Oh, sick.
Let me just look. Oh God, I think I. Never mind. What am I playing
Broke
with?
it.
I'm playing with their boob. I'm playing with the figure's boobs.
Don't play with
Boomer
it.
hates chose. Boomer. Are you saying Boomer hates hoes? I love hoes.
Who hates hoes?
Other hoes hate hoes.
I forgot what I was saying though. We're still echoing a bit, but it sounds a little more manageable. Let's move on to some topics.
It is Leslie.
Yeah.
Is it?
Topico.
It's time to move yourself to push the top.
What I was gonna say. Yeah, that is echoing a lot. What I was gonna say though. Shit, I forgot again. What were we talking about?
Hentai? Crack.
Titties, eating your own crack.
Oh, the song.
Oh, the songs. Yeah. Anyways, the song called "The Bad Touch." On that same album, there's a song called "The Ballad of Chasey Lane," and it came out the same time, like 1999-ish. And the song talks about like wanting to eat Chasey Lane's ass. And whenever I hear that song, I'm like, they wanted to eat ass before that shit was trendy.
Wow.
Ahead of the curve.
Ahead of the times. Wow.
Like when I was in fucking middle school. Yeah, when I was in middle school or like early high school, they were talking about eating ass already. And I'm like, yep.
I know my neck, my back, my pussy, and my crack. Like, it goes all the way back.
Yeah, like,
literally.
TLDR, we need a time machine and we gotta go eat some like 90s ass. What am I saying?
Wow.
You want to eat 90s ass?
Some vintage ass. Some
ass.
finely aged ass.
You can go eat some Halle Berry ass?
Hell yeah.
Tell you Halle Berry ass right now. What are you talking about?
I know.
90s.
Topicos and nonsensicos.
Simon Cassie?
Boomer hates what do you keep putting Boomer hates chose in there? What is chose? Sea hose?
Chose?
Chose? Maybe boomers hate the chose.
What is a cho? Somebody let me know what a cho. Am I saying something bad? Is somebody getting me to say something like?
First the sweet potatoes, now this.
I forgot that like the podcast is really happening. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, if you didn't click away already, chat is open. If you're on Twitch, sub to us. We got that lovely sub button now, and all that good shit. Give us some bits. I told everyone that I'd set it up for the emoticons and everything, and I didn't. I lied. Oops. But I am gonna do that. I want to do that soon. Admittedly, it's mainly gonna reuse our Discord emoticons for now, but it'll be a thing until we get some new ones in there. So sub to us. Podcast tonight. We have a few topics. Sorry about starting a little late. And sorry about like going on for 10 minutes about eating ass and everything. We're gonna talk about. Once again, Pleiades wrote a lot of this. We're gonna talk about. Yeah, echoed. Leslie, try to fix that while I talk about what we're talking about.
I don't know how to.
Wait, try going to push to speak.
Yeah, there you go.
Push to talk.
Yeah, that.
Wait.
Okay, so I think it's what is it? Settings? User settings.
Go to settings.
Voice and audio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, it already sounds better. What did you do?
Nothing.
I mean, like it's still there, but it sounds a lot better.
I think it turns off kind of when you go into the settings.
Yeah.
And then input mode instead of voice activity, go to push to talk.
But anyhow, once again, Pleiades with the topics.
There's a hold on. So there's also a key. It should have a setting there.
Yeah, the key bind.
To bind a key. Yeah. Just pick a key to use wherever that setting is. Trying to find it.
You should use a space bar. It should be right under the push to talk. When you press push to talk, there's another box will pop out or say bind key.
Oh, okay. That's why it wasn't showing up for me. All right.
Oh, Boomer hates echoes.
Because Leslie is because Leslie right here. Leslie, if you're talking, you have to push to talk, homie.
There you go. So you press it and you hold it, and then Yeah, there you go. So it's only
There we
active when you press the button and like you hold it.
So that means you get a scream.
There you go.
You get a scream like into the void. Like, yeah, there you go. There you go. You get a scream into the void silently. It already sounds better even when you push it. Anyways, so Pleiades also at the top. We're going to talk a bit about Peru and nonsense with Leslie and Warren in a second. We're going to talk about simping, Evangelion 3.1, 4.1, 4.1. Why am I saying 4.1? 3.0, 4.0.
4.4.
I believe it's 3.0 plus 1.0 plus something parentheses not. You will never watch this movie ever.
Have you ever seen you know, like Kingdom Hearts numbering? It's like Kingdom Hearts 352 over 2 days or whatever. It's like that kind of level bullshit.
It is. Yeah.
We're gonna talk a bit about some of the Corona-chan nonsense because that kind of blew up again. And for those of you who watched last week, Pleiades, we're gonna cancel Pleiades again.
Let's go. I'm ready.
Wait, why are we canceling Pleiades?
You can try.
He defended Corona-chan last week, remember? And we're gonna tear him apart.
What are you talking about? I love Corona-chan.
Yeah, I thought you liked Corona-chan.
I don't like
What are you talking about?
And then we're gonna talk about Goku versus whoever and 5G. Dude, I saw so many good 5G like videos today. If you ever want a good laugh,
Oh my god.
if you ever want a good laugh, there's two places to go. One is to go to YouTube and look up like 5G conspiracy or whatever and read the comments, because those are usually a bit more like people who are like hardcore onto it. And they're just fun to read like that. But if you go to Facebook and join one of the 5G groups,
Oh god.
and you read the comments there, it's insane, because not only do you have the crazy people, but you have like people trolling on the crazy people. Like, you don't see that on YouTube for reasons I don't even know, but on Facebook you have the trolls, and it's hilarious because half the time you kind of don't know which is which. Like, because some of the stuff that they're saying, like, legit, there are times where they're clearly trolling, and then like people are believing it, you know, like 5G killed my dog, and it's all like, yeah, it killed my dog too, we gotta stop 5G. I'm like, dude, he's like, it's a troll account. Like his picture's Pepe. Don't reply to him.
That's how a lot of the flat Earth stuff actually wound up popping off. Is a lot of people are just like trolling and trying to say like, oh, have you ever seen the curve in the Earth? No. And it just like spiraled out of control. So there's actively people just like throwing gas on the fire. So it's a lot of the same kind of thing.
Why people like this?
Yeah, like, I don't know. But yeah, also Pleiades didn't defend the 5G conspiracy theories. He had a pretty sensible view, but
it's complicated. I am more prepared now once we get into it.
Oh my god, are we gonna fight about 5G?
I didn't say I would fight, but I am prepared now.
I'm looking forward to that argument, to be honest.
So today is PleiadesIsOverParty, aka Pleiades is gonna put on his
PleiadesIsOverParty.
He's gonna put on his Alex Jones hat like by the end of the podcast. So everyone's
Maybe the frogs gay.
Listen, the global state is here to get you.
Buy my pills. he's always selling his like dick pills or whatever to, like, you know, vitality.
Testosterone pills.
Yeah. It's always
like do man stuff. Like to fight.
I don't want that putty stuff in the water. That turns the freaking frogs gay.
Just why you buy dick pills.
Oh my god.
Can you believe he's sober now?
Is he really?
Yeah, he's sober now. He used to be like huge alcoholic.
Oh, that explains so much. He's taking shots before the thing starts, before the show starts, and just like gonna go
probably in between cuts. Like,
I know. Oh my god. Yeah.
It's because he has to believe his own bullshit.
Oh man, I don't know. Like, we'll get around to that. Let's talk about some. Let's talk about if Kim Jong-un is dead or not.
Like, he in a coma and pretty much brain dead or some shit.
Everyone stopped watching.
Wait, so is he like, did the Rona get him or something? Or what happened?
He had an operation.
Oh, go ahead.
Why is Manuel drinking bleach and disinfectant juice?
No, because you have to inject it.
Has to be in your bloodstream, man.
Mm-hmm. You gotta get it like direct. You gotta mainline it.
Oh my god! No, like so, like right before I got on, a friend of mine posted a picture, and it's funny because it wasn't a share. They just posted a picture. I'm like, did they do this? A friend of theirs do this? But there's a picture of somebody with like a bottle of bleach up their ass, like literally, like it's not like photoshopped. They have a bottle of bleach like in their butt, like upside down, and yeah, and like they're like bent over like in a weird way, and they have a bottle of bleach up their butt, and it's funny and sad. Like, oh, this topic's all over the place. But no, real talk about the whole thing. It's funny and sad because for those who don't know, drinking bleach is, I don't want to say it's a real thing, but like, well, actually, it is a real thing. Like, people do that shit. Like, apparently,
consuming bleach is just a terrible idea.
Well, it is. Of course, it's fucking deadly. Like, you're a dumbass. But there are videos on YouTube.
The story doesn't go anywhere.
There's videos on YouTube. I recommend some awesome ones by a guy named Miles Prower. But there's several other people who've talked about it, who've exposed like there's like a death cult out there. Like, and I think they contacted Donald Trump. That's like the new news. But then again, he probably didn't read it. But whatever. Anyways, there's like this weird bleach cult that like promotes bleach as like a cure-all, like a literal cure-all for everything. So it's actually not unsurprising that Trump would even see it. And my favorite thing is that after Trump said it, his defense today, was it today or yesterday? Whenever, like the day after. Yesterday, yeah. His defense was he was joking and he just wanted to see if people would run with it. I'm like, dude, you're the president. This is an official course. But like, even if that's true, I don't think it's true at all. But like,
people are dying. It's a pandemic.
Exactly.
It's like a joke on television.
Exactly. Like, who does that? It's like, okay, like, first of all, I don't think that's true. I think he's just a dumbass and was speaking out of his ass. But even if it was like a big troll, you're the president. We're in a pandemic. People are dying. You shouldn't be like, lol, got the libtards, you know?
So, two things. First, just to go back and really like quick like touch back on the Kim Jong-un thing. We keep getting reports of both. But like nothing's confirmed. Apparently, China sent doctors there. But again, like believing anything the Chinese government says is kind of like iffy. It's like 50-50. And then the other thing is like TMZ is reporting it that he's dead. So it's like
TMZ reported it because there's like a newscaster that posted on her Weibo.
Oh, okay.
Like Facebook, Chinese Facebook, about like, oh, my uncle works for the government and he said that he's dead. And I'm like, that's not really reliable, but okay.
My uncle works for Nintendo, and he gave me Pokemon Purple.
Exactly, I was gonna say that.
None of you can play it.
It's like my uncle gave me Mew and Pokemon. he put Mew in my game in Pokemon Blue. That was because everyone had that friend who had the uncle who worked at Nintendo. I don't know if that's like just my story, but yeah, everyone had that friend. So yeah, it's like my uncle said. It's always an uncle because the uncle is like this weird. Everyone, in theory, has a crap ton of uncles, and in pretty much any language, the term uncle can even refer to somebody who's not actually related to you. So yeah, it's like TMZ will report anything.
And then at the same time, everybody is starting to simp for his Kim Jong-un's sister.
Dude, okay, now
Manuel's sister.
What I find so crazy about that is that. How do I say this? How do I put this into words? Like, for the record, like, all the people, you know, like, I almost want to tie this into Corona-chan a bit, because it's like, she's
I have something to add to that, but go ahead.
Okay, she's like, a member of a family that, at best, has had quite a few like questionable decisions on like, you know, the what's the word, the way North Korea has gone over the past like 50, 60, actually like more than that, you know, like over 50 years, we'll say that easily. So why is it that she's suddenly becoming like this cutesy meme? Like, everyone's gonna have a like I don't know. It just feels wrong to be like turning her into like there's pictures of her like where they put the toast in her mouth. Like, look at her, she's an anime waifu. And it's like,
I love that. I love that picture. I saw that. I was like, oh.
like, mind you, I don't know if she's a monster like herself, and obviously I'm not me saying the light me mentioning the Kim family the way I did was not like was not to defend them. It was it was just I don't want to like because I was very lighthearted about it. It was just me saying it in a way that like doesn't sound too like weird and negative on this kind of podcast. But yeah, like it feels like the Corona-chan thing. Like, why is everyone making her into this cutesy meme? And yeah, Leslie turned off her camera, so you guys switched again. But
okay.
Sorry, I'm like moving stuff here.
You're good. You're good.
You're good. There you go.
Multiple things. This actually kind of the whole Bleach Cult. Well, actually, hold up. I'll just go into this. You've never been attracted to somebody you like just hate on like. I mean, not to even say that like anybody would have a reason to hate her, like if they don't know her, because most of us, I feel like, are just finding out that she even exists, like right now for the first time. But you could, but like even if she is, it turns out a bad person. You've never been attracted to somebody you just don't agree with, like on a fundamental philosophical level.
Like, I don't know. Like, once again, like, I don't know if she's a monster, but that's the thing, like, for all we know...
But if she was...
For all we know, like, she like, kills kittens on the weekends, and, like, are you gonna retract, like, you know, that toast meme, like, if and when you find that out? Like, I just find that, like... I think everyone's... Like you said, nobody knew about her. Like, I didn't know about her. Like, nobody knew about her, like, the day before yesterday, and she's, like, kind of taking over the internet, like, the weeb internet, I should say, because I don't think she's taking over, like, the internet, but...
Give it a while. It'll bleed over. We'll see it.
Anyways, so basically, we don't know if he's dead. I don't even know why this is a topic. It just we were joking about it when we first started. Yeah, before we started, we were talking about it, and yeah, let's talk about the Bleach Cult because Pleiades drinks bleach.
So, I do not consume bleach. I'm amazed that they actually started off finishing that entire last arc. But the whole Bleach Cult thing.
My god, did you just make a Bleach joke? A Bleach anime joke?
That's actually the second time I made the joke. The first time didn't fall, so I was like, maybe if I say it again, it'll be funny the second time.
You bastard.
But the Bleach Cult thing. So, here's the thing. Is anybody familiar with Ebola-chan?
No, and I'm not sure I like where this is going.
So... Full circle. Ebola-chan started off, I think it was like 2014 or something like that. Started off as a meme, anthropomorphization, like moification of like just generic thing because it's the internet and I'm pretty sure one of the rules of the internet is whatever it is, it has to also be like a cute girl version of it. So somebody made a cute nurse girl version of the Ebola virus. And then it started turning out where a bunch of people were trying to basically make a pseudo prank kind of thing, like a hoax, where there was there was an Ebola cult because it was spreading in Africa, and the way it was starting to be spread is the lore was it was created by white people to harm people in Africa. Specifically to like hurt black people is a thing. And the entire thing is they also incorporated things that just would not work to treat the disease, including things like bleach and all that. But none of it actually existed. It was just like this thing that kept like spreading. Going into the whole Bleach Cult thing, it's a thing where like people will try to speak it into existence. Like, I don't know if you've heard of stuff like Kek worship and shit like that.
Well, where is this? What is Kek worship?
So, Corona-chan, and Ebola-chan, and Bleach Cult, and Flat Earthers, and all that stupid shit. It's this idea that if people keep thinking, if they get, like, spread the meme and talk about it, that it'll go into existence, even though it's completely fake. So, you wind up having the Bleach Cult, where this shit never actually happened. So, this is my theory. There's people who are legitimately, like, like how you said about the 5G shit, where it's like, oh, my dog got killed by 5G. I'm willing to bet there's people who are also saying like, oh, I tried like injecting myself with bleach and do this and that, and so it's actually probably overblown. I'm not saying that there isn't people doing it, but I'm also willing to bet that there's people trying to like kind of be bad actors. Same as that. Same as Ebola-chan. Same as all that shit, because people are shitlords and they will try to find a way to like just make the world burn.
I think the question everybody wants to know is Pleiades a shitlord?
That's a question?
Oh my god, the truth comes out. Let's talk about Peru. Locked up in Peru. Now, fun fact, not only did we want to redo this podcast a little because we had a lot of fun last time we did it, because once again, Pleiades is shitlording. Frederick just... I called you Frederick. I don't know why I called you Frederick. Frederick is straight up just taking a shit. And I am shit. I don't know. So, yeah. But, like, when we did that podcast last week, 2 weeks ago, it got, not only did it get, actually it was last week, not only did it get a lot of views, but the search terms that it got, actually I don't even know if our normal people watched it, because it was similar to this one. It's topics that one does not cover. By the way, that's the whole point of the weekend episodes, the half episodes, that it's not like our normal, like, you know, Japanese pop culture stuff. It's like, let's talk about Corona-chan and Bleach Cult. But no, the search terms were like coronavirus, martial law, and like, you know, martial law in general. Everyone just wants to, like, I don't know if we became a conspiracy theory video, people were looking this up, but for the first time ever, we got one of those things under the video where it tells you, like, to get more, basically when they put this under any video that talks about a controversial topic. So under the video, it has, for more information on coronavirus, click here. And I've never gotten...
We made it. We did it.
We became
Hell yeah.
Like, I've never had that happen. Like, so not only did we get to monetize,
Why did you so?
and I actually stopped like bothering trying to fight like some of the demonetizations. Now, mind you, like, the podcast doesn't make a ton of money, but each podcast makes $1 or $2, and that sounds like nothing, which it is nothing. But if we do like 4 to 5 of them a month, that's like $5 to $10, and like a month. And every month, I don't know why I'm telling you how much money we make, but every month the YouTube channel makes like about like $30 to $40 a month, or sometimes more, but usually about that. So it's noticeable that all of our recent podcasts are not making money, and I never noticed that before, like, because they don't all get demonetized the way that they've been recently. That's never happened before. It's usually like one a month. And I don't notice a dip, but yeah, there's a nice sizable dip with our YouTube monetization. So if you want to support, throw some dollars at us. That was a cheap plug to the Patreon. But let's talk about Peru. Let's give the audience what they want, because since we're already we're getting demonetized. We're talking about Kim Jong-un and Bleach Cults, and don't
what they want.
Also, for the record, do not drink bleach. Actually, I don't fucking care. I'm not your dad. Do whatever the fuck you want, but don't blame me for it. Don't blame us for it. That's all I gotta say. Like,
don't watch the anime either.
Yeah, the anime shit.
The manga.
I will say that. Don't watch the
manga
anime.
was fucking garbage.
If you're gonna drink bleach, I don't really give a fuck what you do, but just don't blame us for it.
I can't believe they're making.
I personally suggest drinking bleach over consuming the manga and anime bleach.
I can't believe they're getting a second like anime series. I'm actually baffled.
I thought for sure they would have just canned it.
I hope they fucking can it, because that series is fucking garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's like, it's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. You remember how many times one guy died? The ending is fucking stupid too. I read the manga. I've watched it to the very end, and I had no concern for Ichigo, because I knew this motherfucker was not gonna die. He had no adversity, because he kept on stacking powers. He's like, look at me. I guess I got a shitty gun. Oh shit! Guess what, guys? I'm a hollow. Oh shit, guys! I'm also a fucking Quincy. Oh shit! I'm fucking God. I'm just like, fuck this series.
Yeah, it was just like all the things was like how they figured it out. How many times did he supposedly lose his power forever?
Oh my god. Fucking Bleach.
Yeah.
Like, it could have ended after Aizen. It would have been fine.
Yep.
It would have been fine. Like, yeah, lost his power, but he did it to save the world. Cool, that's a good ending. Leave it. That's fine. There was no need for anything after that.
And then they're just like, I'm Quincy. My mom is a Quincy. I was like, oh, here we go, boys.
His mom's hot, though.
And then, I don't even remember how she looked like. She did. That's how
I remember there was,
like.
one of the first panels she was introduced, they made it a point to show her butt-ass naked.
They're like, this is why your dad got it. This is why your dad came.
Oh shit! I gotta look her up.
I'm saying, see?
But okay, we have to go to Peru. Okay, aside from Bleach, we talk about that bullshit later.
Leslie, tell us your side of the Peru story. You and Warren take it away while I look up these bleach titties. Bleach titties.
Bleach titties.
Oh god, I legit typed bleach titties. Don't do that.
Oh my god.
Wait, who am I looking up? What's her name? Oh, I see her.
Just say Ichigo's mom.
It's like what nerds think. Big anime titties. It's like oh my god. Anyways, go on. Leslie,
you have to be in your push top.
Sorry, I need to. Sorry.
You good?
Yeah. What do you want to know?
Tell us how you got. Tell us your part of being stuck in. What was funny is that, even though Warren kind of regaled us with this whole story about like you guys getting like stuck in martial law and everything like that, but did you guys do photo shoots there? Because you guys had some pretty nice looking photos from during that time, and like
I had to do something. I could not just be like potato.
You could be potato.
Yeah, you could be a potato.
I know I could be a potato, but also like I was trying to like there's a hot topic thing that I did. So I already compromised myself doing that. So I was like, okay, I need to do that. And then I was like, okay, might as well just try to do more things, I brought a whole luggage full of clothes and I'm just here stuck inside. So might as well wear something.
Oh, nice. No,
Leslie actually, she brought like literally, you know how when you go to the fucking airport and they're like, it has to weigh like 23 kilos, like 50 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This girl fucking about like 49 pounds.
What the fuck?
Nice.
So yeah, so we had a lot.
I did bring a lot of stuff.
Why is your camera off, by the way, Leslie?
Sorry, it's because I was like trying to figure something out with my computer because it's acting up, but I accidentally turned it off and then I came back from getting something and I.
So here's the question. So was it like a different outfit for every day? Because if so, well, actually, I'll let you respond.
No, I just like okay, so my plan to go back to Peru is okay, I'm just gonna go meet up with my friends, see some new friends from the local J fashion community in Peru, and then I was going to my friend's baby shower. She actually gave birth yesterday.
Oh, congrats.
that was the thing that was happening. Of course, I was going to Puta. I was gonna meet my brother's, my sister-in-law's family that I never met. And we were going to go sightseeing and like shopping and all that. Even in Lima, I was thinking of like, because he's never been to Lima, so we were like, okay, we're gonna go sightseeing and just be touristy, and then go out with my family to like go eat because we all love eating. So eating and seeing all these things. So it was like a big plan of like, oh, we're gonna do a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I'm bringing clothes to go to things, and then martial law happens. So it's like, oh, okay, and I need to stay home all day, every day.
I was gonna say, like, do me remind me, like, was it all throughout, or like, did y'all actually get to manage to like squeeze some activities in before it hit?
Well, we for martial law, we were there for like a week or so, and there was. The last like 2 days were wedding rehearsals and things like that, so not much was being done. But we went out a few times, the thing is that in Pura, because I never been to Pura, like the malls and things, you have to drive to them, and they don't use Uber in Pura. They use some other app. It's all taxis, and the two of us who pretty much don't know the area, so it's like, oh, are we gonna get a taxi to go to a mall? Like, how are we gonna do this? So we were relying on like going with my brother and my sister-in-law to places, but they were getting ready for the wedding, so we couldn't go out much. Also, Pura is hot as hell, so so the best time to get out is after 4. Like Pura has Pura before becoming what it is now, because now there's malls and things like that. So Pura before, when it's like, like local shops and things like that, they open in the morning from like 11 or 10 to like 1 or 2, and usually 1, and then they close, and then they open again at 4 until like nighttime. Yeah, because the heat, they have their own schedule, so no, they're not all the time in the heat.
That's smart.
But then you have like the malls and all these places that have AC, and they're open all day. So local mom and pop shop have to like conform to like these new schedules. So they have to open up all day.
Oh shit.
So people are usually not out when there's like the heat time, like during the middle of the day, because it's really, really hot, and there's no AC. Only on these mall places there's AC. So why the normal person is gonna be in the heat when they could be inside their houses?
Yeah, it's like a no-brainer for them. Yeah. They're gonna wind up, even if like it might not even be the things that they necessarily want, if they can find something that's kind of like decent, but like it's AC. No, yeah, I could totally see that. That sucks.
So might as well like, why should we be out and about in the middle of the day when we can't handle it? So we were waiting. Okay, after the sun goes down, then we can go out. But because when we were in Pura, we were like in the center. Like my sister-in-law's family lives like close to the center, pretty much the center, where there's like this main avenue with a lot of shops, lots of food places, pretty much like 90% food places. There's the churches where you have like people selling like the food carts and things like that. So you can just walk to those. But it's hot, so you can't really go out and walk to those, because then you die.
It was only 95. It wasn't that.
You'll die.
No, the thing is,
it was bad, but it wasn't like
it was bad for us because we were not used to it. So when we came back from like going out, we fell asleep all the time because it was so draining. The heat was just draining us every day.
Okay, we're not used to having summer in fucking March.
Yeah, no, that's wild. Like, I'm in Pennsylvania, and we still are getting, like, we still have to put the heater on at night, because it's just, like, otherwise we're going to...
It's starting to heat up over here in Cali.
No, I mentioned...
What? NorCal? Or, like...
Well, all
it's California. After the day.
Yeah.
It's hot in the day.
Yeah, I mentioned before we started that, like, one of the reasons I'm actually, like, dressed the way I am, like, with a t-shirt and everything like that, is because, like, it was so fucking hot today. Well, like, I'm pretty sure it wasn't that bad. It was like in the 80s, but still, it was like, to me, it was so hot. I wasn't expecting it, and like, I was trying to nap, so I had like one of those ugly hot naps, and I don't have AC. But you know what I mean by a hot nap, where it's like you're
a little sweaty.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, it was a disgusting, messy nap. It sounded weird, but
like,
yeah.
For reference, like, tomorrow it's going to be, like, highs 53, lows 41.
But
I want that.
I know.
I want
that. Like, we also haven't seen the sun in, like, I don't even know, a year. Worse now that the quarantines are here. So, there's that. But
I haven't seen this. Yeah, I haven't seen the sun. Like, I see it, like, once a week, mainly by choice. I go outside and I'm, like, hissing at it. Because, it's like, what's this? But yeah, I don't know. I've been in hot places, so I feel the feels about Peru. Like, was it hot at night there too?
It was warm. It was pretty warm at night. We literally slept with the door fucking open. And the thing is that
windows, fans,
We have windows, fans, and not only that, it's like they don't have central heating, and
that's what I was gonna ask.
Like some parts, like literally, dude, like straight up, no net. There's no bug nets for there's no like the for the windows. So when you open that shit up, bugs. I was getting bit like crazy. And
like fuck the Rona, you're gonna end up getting like fucking malaria or something. Yeah.
Dude,
actually, because I don't know if he told you guys, but because the places places like Puda are like not as
sanitary.
Developed.
Yeah, you can say that too.
I mean, it's pretty developed, but it's not like because it's outside the main city. So I actually show him when we go to the airport. Like there's a big sign how you need to clean your water like container, like big water containers, because the mosquitoes come in and lay eggs. So you need to keep that like in check, because the most like I don't remember much, but there was one time there was like a kind of like an outbreak with the mosquitoes because of that during the heat wave back in Peru when I was a kid. So I remember that, like mosquitoes laying eggs.
Yeah, there. Right before we left, I was looking up because they're talking about like yellow fever and all that shit, and then all the mosquito stuff, and I was like, pure. And then I was like, oh damn, they had some trouble with mosquitoes. Then I was like, fuck, dude, it's summer.
So and mosquitoes are like a thing that you need to watch out. But that's why also when we get our shots, we get shots for that. So we get big ass shots.
So at night, was it like there's curfew past a certain point? Like I'm trying to figure out like how hardcore was the martial law? Like were there like patrols? Like
I know we talked about. We talked about this like the last time that like, and we didn't elaborate on this. I'm curious to know
it's because
what you mentioned, but you and I joked that like when we thought, I shouldn't say joke, it's actually a real thing, but we joked about like how in our minds martial law is like you walk outside at the wrong hour and you get shot. Somebody runs up behind you.
I thought they were gonna kick me behind the leg and I'm gonna fall to my knees.
Like what Peru is right now, we're not there. Like maybe back when my parents were kids, that could have been a thing, because actually my parents lived through like a military regime pretty much. So things were a little bit heavier, and like my mom will tell me, oh yeah, my teacher, he was killed. And I'm like, oh shit,
God.
okay.
Damn.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, mom. But we're not there yet. Like even he, like I translated for him because he asked my uncle who works at the police, like if this was a thing, but he said we are not on those times anymore. So you're not gonna get shot. But the thing, I'm pretty sure he talked about this. When you like different areas, they manage their martial law differently. Places like I think it was Cajamarca. Some places like Cajamarca, they were beating you up with sticks if you broke your curfew. Yeah, so the police will take you and then they will lay you down, or they will hold you like this, and then you get stick in the back.
Yeah,
God.
I mean, the reason I ask is because, like, honestly, like, around here, like, even in the States is a thing, like, from state to state, it really depends. Like, even with, like, certain states are like, 6 feet apart, but, like, certain things are like, you literally can't even go out for a walk, even if it's just, like, you and one other person, or, like, a dad and a daughter. But, like, it's because there's no, like, blanket rules for everything.
Yeah.
So, honestly, here, that can happen. You might wind up getting like a stick to the head, like here.
Well, like we didn't touch on this last time because I just felt like it was worth mentioning because obviously people seem mildly interested. I don't know if mildly interested is the right word in martial law, but martial law isn't like this unknown thing that's never happened in the U.S. It's actually happened several times, but like never on a national scale. With like cities have been under martial law countless times. I think it's happened more prior to the Industrial Revolution. Like it's happened a lot. Like happens a lot during wars. The Civil War. I'm sure it happened. Like
It might have happened in Katrina.
Yeah, I think it happened. I think it happens during disasters because pretty much you have to be like, okay, everyone go home. Police are like, that's basically what it is. Like martial law, it's like basically it's an enforced like, you enforce movement and like movement habits. That's basically all it is. But yeah, like
the last martial law that I remember, it was when I was a kid, and probably like vaguely remember this. There was a martial law because they were trying to get rid of like, because there's a lot of like criminals and things like that stealing things. So they were trying to cut down on that. So they enacted martial law for a little bit, where they were just pretty much like getting rid of everybody that was on the streets at that time.
Yep, so, Katrina. Exactly what happened.
So,
oh my god.
Yeah, so if you were outside, then that means that you are a thief or something. So how you go? So they were trying to cut back on criminals at that time. So it was like martial law and pretty much all for all, pretty much.
Oh my god.
So, that's my childhood.
It's like you're like a
you live.
You're like a Bane meme. It's like I was born to martial law. Oh my god.
Crazy shit in my little country.
No, but they yeah, War mentioned like it was pretty much just like like it wasn't that serious where you guys were at, making people work out, which is funny because like a lot of it seems to kind of the norms. Like I've seen like in India, I think it's India, there's videos that have come out recently, and there's a lot of like, oh, you're not supposed to be out right now, like do like. No, yeah, no. There's both extremes. there are beating people with sticks, but there's also just straight up like do 100 burpees kind of thing. Burpees like we do like. Yeah, so it's like do 100 burpees and you'll see that. And I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I probably shouldn't joke about this, but I'm going to anyway. I'm not gonna lie. Like if if I had that choice, I don't know which one I prefer. It's like I do one burpee, like just hit me with the stick. Just hit me with the stick.
What's the point?
just like keep your options open. Do the one that hurts the least first. And you're like, fuck it, just beat me up. Let's go. Let's get this over with.
Like, if you don't, you're not gonna be able to do the burpees anyway, and then they're gonna hit you. So
exactly.
Get the middleman.
Exactly.
And this is on top of like you get your monetary thing. Like I don't know what it's called anymore. Yeah, you get a fee.
A fine.
You get a fine. You get a fine, and then you get beat up. So
it's like you just fucking hit me with the stick, and then afterwards I want to be like the asshole. Like, does this mean I could go walk around somewhere because I already got beat up once today?
You're just really good at taking a hit. And you're just like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah,
dude,
like
they let you go, and they catch you and they beat your ass again. You're like, come on, man.
But
you already got one today. Come on.
It does go to your record, though.
Oh shit!
There's they were doing like a list of people breaking breaking the quarantine protocols. Like they enacted a separate list of people that were breaking that. So you're going to that register.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, remember the guy on the news? Like they had that, like some dude was driving and his car was not registered to be out there. That's part of the martial law. They're just like only certain vehicles are registered to be driving about. And they had this checkpoint. They straight up had this on the news. It's fucking hilarious. And so the police officer is just like, "What are you doing out?" And the guy straight up was like, "I didn't know this was happening."
I'm sorry, officer. I didn't know I could do that.
It's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. But following up with that is that they straight up revoked. Didn't they say they're going to suspend his license and fine him?
Yeah, so you get your license suspended, and then
your car
card. I don't know, like
I don't think. I think they.
And then you get a fee,
probably write it down,
which is kind of expensive too. So. And the thing is actually our taxi did not have a license to be outside.
Oh yeah,
we went to the embassy.
Dude, he straight up stopped. And I was like, this looks like a residential area. He's like, oh, I don't have the permit to drive over there. You guys have to walk to the. Where the fuck's the embassy? I sat there and I was like, dude, which was. No, go ahead.
This was actually a big problem because most of the people that do taxis over there are people that like that's their only means of making money. So even the guy himself that did the driving, he was like, "I'm sorry, I really need to go out and work." Like he didn't have a permit for that day, but I guess he had a permit for a different day. Because they don't want that many people to be outside, so they were doing like permits for only certain days. So that's why he couldn't go to the embassy, because if he got checked, he was going to get in trouble, and he didn't want to get in trouble because he just needed the money, which is understandable, and which is one of the main problems that Peru's population, like such a big population, they work every day to be able to eat and survive. So every day they have to work. If they don't work, they don't eat. If they don't eat, they die. Like poverty is such a big thing, and the class difference is such a big thing too. So people like him, they risk themselves going outside and probably getting in trouble because they need to sustain their families. So that was one of the biggest things. Like there's people that went outside because like, oh, I just want to go fresh air and walking my dog. But then there's other people that actually need to be out because they need the money to survive.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Not like the protest. The protest here.
The process. This is why I find the process so ridiculous. Like, you want a fucking haircut?
Yes, I need a haircut.
Like, there's people that literally need, like, people that need to work but they can't go work. But okay, you're entitled as just one haircut. My fucking roots are so grown. I ain't doing shit about that. So they need to fucking chill.
Or those people just like fake nurses.
Just going out, it's just the fact that you're doing it is making it worse. Like, it's the most counterproductive thing. It's like, you're making this worse. You're doing the thing that we started social distancing because of, and now you are possibly making it worse, so now we have to do this longer.
My favorite part is Ivanka Trump putting out that tweet where she's all like, congratulations on celebrating, paraphrasing, like, congratulations on celebrating your First Amendment, but protesters should really practice social distancing. And I'm like, that's what they're protesting! Good. That's what they're protesting! Are you stupid?
See, that's actually what's been tricky about it, though, is the thing. It's like, for the same reason, churches and religious organizations in general haven't been able to worship like together. So it is like this weird moment where you could almost argue that the First Amendment is being impeded on. But the whole thing is, it's like, when do your rights end? Your rights end when they possibly encroach on somebody else's rights.
Exactly.
Which is if you get other people sick.
Exactly. That's what I say. Like it becomes a circular thing where it's like, yeah, like, your right to do that, but it's like everyone else's right to live, you know. And of course, for those that don't know, there are obviously, like, a government can't just like run itself by like everyone gets to do anything they want because of the First Amendment. There are fail safes where it's like, no, you can't for now, you know. So yeah, like it's just the way things are. But then again, I'm probably some deep state like plant. No joke. I actually commented on we'll get to this later, but I don't want to, like, just to spill some tea here. I commented on some 5G bullshit, like, oh my god, you guys, like, I forgot what I said.
Do you want to go back to the next topic?
Yeah, we'll finish up the Peru thing, but, like, I was like, I forgot what I said, but then, like, somebody legit was like, Manuel Figueroa, that sounds like a fake name. It's probably a Russian bot. And I'm like, is this guy serious? I just got called a bot.
I love that.
You freaking bot.
You should just start commenting with zeros and ones.
I know, it's like 001001110.
Just find like some copy paste like Russian text. You know how it's like blocked every day. It looks almost like runes. Just like paste that in there.
and then in the middle, just put like "fuck you." I wasted all my time. At the end, it just says he's like, "Oh wow, I deciphered something." Flat Earth.
But no, it's just funny because I called a bot like this was like 2 days ago or something like that, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm so done. But yeah, because I deep dived into 5G. But let's talk a bit more about Peru. Look in the comments. Nope, that's my freedom as an American to protest. Woo, America! That's it right there, guys.
It's also your freedom to fucking die if you get this shit too, homie. So,
dude, it's
peace.
insane. It's
that would be fine if it wasn't for the fact that it affected other people.
Yeah, for real.
If it's just you dying, cool. That's your choice. Yeah. Just don't fuck it up for anybody else.
Going back to the whole like Trump and like, you know, letting people drink bleach or whatever. The funny thing about half of these things, and that one included, the bleach, especially the bleach thing, because getting sick, you might infect others. But like the people who are gonna believe him and drink the bleach or inject the bleach or whatever the bleach or disinfectant, they're gonna be his supporters. And I'm like why are like you're basically yeah, you're I mean. No, nobody should die. Like, even though I think they're all stupid. Sorry, I do. But I still don't want them dead.
I wish people had, like, I don't know, better. I don't know.
Judgment?
Like, judgment. It's like, come on, don't do it, please.
But you know,
like,
it eliminates
pretty obvious that you probably can die.
But on top of that, like Trump voters tend to skew older too.
Yeah.
So it's just like, all right, this is counterproductive. It's not helping
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. It's like he's hurting his base. Like, and I mean like literally, he's like killing his supporters. You know, like I just find it amusing. Amusing is the wrong word because people are dying. Like I said, all that aside, in a perfect world, none of them would die. Like I'll just argue with them on the internet. Like, you know, we all deserve, like, except for some people. Some people are just straight up like dirt. Like that's a whole nother story. But like most of them are just ill-informed and stupid, for lack of a better, you know.
Usually people aren't evil. They're just stupid or like just uninformed. Honestly.
So it's, you know, I don't want them to die, but basically it's like, dude, you're literally like, in terms of a numbers game, you're killing off your supporters. Potentially, so come on, dude. It's like, stop. It's like I don't know.
He's Jesus. He has the final word, y'all. He can control people. Let's go.
Do you guys see that drive-through like church or whatever where they were interviewing a woman who was like leaving, and she was like, and the reporter was like, "Are you afraid that you're gonna get sick?" And she's like, "No, because I'm covered in Jesus' blood."
Yes.
And I'm just like, wow, okay, that is the wildest thing you could say. All right.
Who was it? You? Who was the one who shared that? It was you, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the video. I've seen that
like,
video.
So somebody shared that with me on one of the posts I made. I think it was you. Actually. Was it you?
Oh yeah, because I was like Vic Mignogna show up.
There you go.
Like...
It wasn't a Discord. It was an A to J Discord. That's where it was. Yeah. I'm covered in Jesus' blood. Jesus and bleach will cleanse my body. Exactly. Oh my god, this is it's insane. So anyways, we'll wrap up Peru a bit, but like so neither of you got fined. Nothing happened crazy, right? Except
I think that the most scary thing was like going to the embassy that one day for me, because it was Men's Day and I don't look like a man. Or appear that way.
Say I identify.
Remember, split up like people being able to go.
They split up.
Split up between sexes because
or genders.
Or genders.
I thought it was like a holiday for a second, like Men's Day, like Mother's Day, Father's Day. So I was like, wait a second.
No, so certain days, 3 days, or 2.
It's 3 days for each.
Where 3 days for men, 3 days for women, and Sunday no one goes out. And it was like for a little bit, for like 2 weeks maybe, because there's a lot of cases where people were going out. It was more than one person per household going out, so they were trying to cut down on that, and so cutting down on people that were going and making the lines to go shopping. Yeah. And some people were just like, oh, I'm just gonna go with my girlfriend or whatever, and it's like, no, you're not supposed to be doing that. Can you please don't do that? One person per household. So it's trying to make it so less people will be out.
Yeah, so, and like otherwise they could be like, oh no, we're in different households because like how are they going to prove it?
Nope.
Yeah.
I mean,
so like if they're genders, like then that makes it like easier to tell. Yeah.
Because maybe there's not 20 dudes in one house.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, if anything, they can check your ID, but actually they would check your ID. But when it comes to the thing that I was concerned about was the LGBTQ for LGBTQ community. The president said that for them, if they say, "Oh, I identify and so," that they would not check for IDs. So that was the biggest concern. But there was an issue that a policeman actually asked someone for their ID, which they weren't supposed to, but that person got booted. So they were trying to make it
the person checking or the person who was asked to show their ID got booted.
Okay, so the policeman that asked the citizen to show their ID to check if they were saying who they were saying. He got booted. He got in trouble pretty much.
Oh, okay, the policeman.
Doing
okay.
That. Yeah.
Okay.
Because the president said that you shouldn't be doing that because you're trying to respect a person's gender.
Right. Okay.
So that was one of the biggest issue with that men and women separate days. But that went by fast, so there wasn't that many cases of that.
I'm surprised there was only one.
Yeah. So.
It was like
I'm pretty sure there are more. Just
there were pretty more, but televised I think they show
true.
2.
That's very true.
But I guess they tried. My uncle, him and his unit, he pretty much said the same thing. It's we're not gonna ask, and he told his people that they shouldn't ask, so they needed to abide by that.
So really, it was a more or less an honor code kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's if you wanted to be that guy / girl / non-binary, I guess you could just say, "Oh no, I identify as blank," and then nobody can really tell you shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fuck.
Huh?
It's a really fine line between wanting if you try to enforce it too much, you're discriminating against people.
Right.
So it's they're trying to play it safe.
But at the same time, the reason why people didn't abuse it is because also because Peru's not very down with that shit right now. They're not really ready for it. So then most of the time people would just be maybe it was easier to enforce it that way because they're just since the country's not really ready for that, they're not gonna have a dude come out and just look at me. It's yep, I'm a woman. And just go out because it's a terrible stigma right now. Even off topic, my Leslie's because I got along with Leslie's in-laws cousin, and he was yeah, I'm bisexual, but I'm not trying to say it's it's not really they don't take kindly to it here, so I don't say nothing. So he's just closeted. So I'm just oh fuck, yo dude, if you need to be safe, then just by all means, I'd love for you to express yourself, but you know what I mean. So to see that, and it's just as much as everyone would think, oh yeah, maybe they could abuse that, and just the dudes go out on the ladies' day. Nah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people just we don't like it or care for that stuff. So
yeah.
So the stigma is so strong, even if technically you could cheat the system, it was still no, I don't want people to even question that because it's so against the cultural norm. All right, I got
people are just playing it safe and doing what they can. I mean, it's a pandemic. You're just trying to do your best every day.
Pretty much.
Yeah, there are days I wake up where I'm oh shit, we're still in this. It's funny because let me sit up right. Sorry, I have this box and I gotta move it after this podcast. I have this box on the floor in front of my computer, and it makes it that I have to scrunch my legs up when I sit straight. So anyway, that's why I keep doing this weird angle. In case you see me sitting, I'm not being totally lazy. I am lazy.
You're
yeah,
relax,
but it's not so much that I'm I'm gonna chill. It's because I literally when I sit normal, my legs cramp up. But anyway, just want to so you guys think I'm not just ignoring everyone's convos here. But
no, you're good.
The fuck was I saying? That was just a huge deviation. I forgot what we were talking about.
You said something about the quarantine until you wake up
every
day.
So
we're still in this.
I wake up every so often, and it really hits me. Like, I don't know if it hits anyone else, but like it really hits me. Like, what's our situation right now? And like I joked it. I didn't joke about it. We discussed the whole what the new normal will be when this is all done. And there are times when I'm just like, dude, this has been so long now. It's like I've literally, like, you know, like that's to anything. It's been like we're in week 6 or 7 right now. I think we're going to 7.
It's almost May.
Yeah. Oh shit, you're right.
What the fuck? It's almost May.
It's gonna be hard to go back to where things were. It's not gonna be the same at all.
It's literally been all of April, most of fucking March, and it's at least for like LA.
For us, it was most of March.
Yeah, it's gonna be most of May as well, half of May, probably a little more, you know, and even if it isn't, there's a meme out there, and it's kind of like does it in a jokey way, where it's all like, you know, like y'all can try the going out first, and I'll wait till everyone works the bugs out, like, you know, like I'm not gonna be an early adopter of going back out. And like you say it as a joke, but it's true. It's like if and when this gets lifted, I'm still gonna give it another like few weeks, a month or two. I'm still not gonna be the first one who goes to the first convention when this is all done, or the first concert. It's like that ain't gonna be me. I'm not gonna be the one that's all like, oh, outbreak at the first concert, first event since this is lifted. Like, fuck that.
Well, like,
and also like seeing people too, like giving handshakes, because like I'm down to giving hand, and you know me, I'm a huggy guy. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, when I see you, I always give you a hug. And I'm just like, dude, are we not gonna be able to give handshakes no more or hugs? You know what I mean? Like, my bad, ladies. I didn't mean to.
No, you're good. I talk like constantly, so don't even worry about it. The only thing I was gonna say is I've been thinking about this, cause we really are like fuck no matter what. Because the thing is, like, we either all stay in and like just nobody in the economy just shits itself, and like we can't do anything, and then like companies close down, and then there's no jobs for people to do, and then there's no income, or we go out there, we get sick and all that, and like it just goes so like we're fucked no matter what. But so what I'm thinking is eventually, and honestly, I'm surprised it hasn't already. Well, we're already kind of seeing it, where like people just get fed up and just start going out, and everybody just does it, and there's just literally no way to enforce when everybody goes out and decides to do their own thing. Because what are they going to do? It's like cops showing up to a house party for teenagers. It's like, what are they going to do? Arrest everybody? Like, they can't. So I'm thinking it's gonna. The only way I could see this like working out is that people are going to get sick of it. They're going to want to go to work. Either it's going to be majority, everything's going to like switch over. Everything that can be done from home, like telecommuting, is going to be done that. Anybody who has to go outside to do their job, it's going to be masks and hand sanitizers everywhere. Like, and fucking Gucci and Dolce & Gabbana and all them have already started making swaggy new masks, so that's going to be a completely new like fashion meta there.
Yeah, my Gucci mask.
No, like
they can hold my dollars.
Daniel's been putting me on like my friend like also at Treasure Press, D'Angelo. He like turned me on to like a whole bunch of like designer like J-Rock masks, and I'm like, yo, these are kind of dope. I might get a couple of these, switch in and out.
To be fair, like we mentioned that before too, like of course everyone's stepping up the game on masks these days, but like designer masks were a thing. I actually bought a really cool one in Taiwan that I lost in Taiwan. I'm so mad about that still. Because it was first of all, it was a bigger mask that actually fit me. Because like a lot of other masks, like the designery ones, the ones that fit your whole head, because I have a big ass head, they either don't fit right or don't fit at all.
Shrink your head.
I know. But I had one that fit me, and it had like spikes in it. It was really cool. And then I went to a night market and dropped it. But dumbass.
Nice.
But point is that the mass fashion is a thing. But yeah, there's times when I think about it, I'm like, God, we're just in some crazy bullshit. And like I was drinking the other night, and like the drinking part isn't the part I'm going to talk about. But like I was thinking back to being at a con. And like every so often, like, because we'd open a can of Coke or something like that, and I'd be sitting there with like some friends, I'm sure Warren's partaking, so is Leslie in this similar thing, where it's all like, I'll take the shot, I'll chase it, then I'll pass the chaser to someone else, and they'll chase it.
It's usually me and you.
Yeah,
that do that.
And like I was thinking back on it, like I've done that with you, I've done it with like Angie, I've done it with like other friends.
Chaser.
Yeah, and I think about that now, and I'm like, I don't think that I'll ever do that again, like ever.
Yeah,
that's what it was with the AIDS scare. I wasn't even alive for that, but I just remember people talking about it. Like, people will, like, instead of, like, passing a 40, they'd be like, here's your shit, here's your shit, here's your shit. Because nobody knew how it worked. People just knew it was a virus and people were dying.
And obviously it might be a generational thing where, like, everyone shares those memes where it's all like, hey, grandfather, like, here, want a Corona? And it's like you flash back to, like, war memories.
My brother has Coronas in the fridge right now. I have no idea why.
Dude,
because it's cheap. People don't want it.
I need to go get some. I said it last time, and I have been to a couple liquor stores. I need to go look for some Corona just to have in case like they don't ever survive this, which apparently they're not. But
they're Anheuser-Busch, I think. So technically, like, their parent company should be good. They definitely did stop printing, like, or manufacturing their beers for a while. But that might have been for that, or that might have been, like, a part of, like, either, like, marketing, or they might have just switched over to everything to making hand sanitizer, honestly.
Also,
I don't know.
Funny you mentioned that. Like, I don't want to, like, have everyone go run out and buy alcohol until I get a chance to do it first. But, but I keep reading the stories.
Struggle.
I keep reading the stories that people are turning to alcoholism, like, during all this, which is funny because I've actually drank far less. A minuscule amount less. Less. I said that wrong, but you know what I'm trying to say. But my point is that if all these companies are switching over to hand sanitizer and stuff like that, which they are, and they said that many times, won't that eventually pretty soon affect the production line because people are apparently buying more alcohol than ever before. That's like the things I was reading. So I'm like, any day now, certain alcohol is going to be like out of stock, like indefinitely, and God forbid when that happens. There's a line. I don't know if anyone's ever seen Hamilton. And there's a line about taxing whiskey or whatever, and I'm like, it's like it sounds like a joke, but whenever like alcohol is brought up in history, like people like it being limited, it being taken away from people,
the prohibition.
Yeah, like prohibition. There were all sorts of like whiskey rebellions and like things like that, like prior, right after the country was founded. It's just like, no joke. It sounds like I'm making a joke, but I'm really not. When people like limit access to alcohol, it becomes a problem.
Listen, if you take away booze and you take away porn, society, we're going to the purge. It's purge time.
Exactly. And I'm like, it's kind of scary. And then like, whenever like part of me, like, of course they're doing the right thing, and I'm like, I can't say anything else, but I'm surprised nobody is pointing this out. If all these fucking alcohol companies are turning to sanitizers, like, we converted all of our factories to do hand sanitizer. I'm like, what about the alcohol? I don't want to be that person because it sounds selfish, but it's the truth.
No, it's not. It's absolutely not. We got nothing to do.
Now. No, it's not even that. It's like, it is that, but I mean, like, it's not even like that per se. It's that, like, if it's not if that supply chain dries up, it's like then it becomes like another issue separate from the one we have. Like Pleiades was saying, like, if everyone keeps going out and like the funny thing about going out and saying fuck it because it's taking too long is if everyone goes out and gets sick, then we get both of the bad outcomes. We get everyone dying and the economy shutting down, because everyone died.
Hopefully the idea is that, and like again, nobody really knows for sure, but the entire point of this was to like flatten the curve, right? Yeah. So realistically speaking, it's an eventuality that we all get it. Like, even if some of us don't get it as hard as other people, or like some of us, honestly, like there's cases where people will contract it and they'll just like get over it because like they have strong antibodies and stuff like that. But the thing is, it's like, hopefully with us doing this, even if cases would spike, hopefully with us having distance and allowed hospitals to, like, despite the fact that they're still overrun with like sick patients and everything, hopefully it was enough to kind of like space out the cases so that if another like big thing happens, at least now it won't be as bad as if everybody all at once, got infected. Hopefully.
But I don't know. It's just crazy to think about. Like I was mentioning, like, sure, this is a generational thing where in a few years, or not a few years, but like, if any of us have kids, I don't intend to, for the record. If any of us have kids and the kids grow up, they may be sharing that chaser again. But I'm like, I don't think I ever will. And it's just like, it part of me sad about that. And I'm like, I mean, not to say like I wanted everyone to spit on my soda can or whatever. That's not the issue.
That's extra flavor.
Yeah, there you go. But I mean, it's not. It's
friendship flavor.
It's that camaraderie feeling.
Yeah, it feels weird. It just feels like we're all gonna be a lot less friendly with each other for like. Probably not.
I can't drink your 40s anymore. Remember that one time you did finish it? So I had to finish your 40s.
Oh yeah, see.
Now you better.
3 40s that night, boy.
Woo! Good night.
Oh man, I remember that con. I had so many 40s to take home because like we like.
Dude, we bought so much.
No,
he had so much, dude.
Admittedly, like, yeah, we bought too many. Like, we were gonna have a 40 party, and we did have it. But like, what I thought we needed about 20 40s. We needed like 8. And we drank about 8, but the other 12 were just sitting around because most people aren't going to drink more than one. Which, when you think about it, you really shouldn't. You probably should drink the one, but you're not going to drink.
Stay hydrated. You're good.
But yeah, and then I also brought MD 2020s, kind of as a joke.
Is that the wine stuff?
Yeah, and everyone loved those.
Fucking killing it.
Everyone drank all those. Were gone like so fast, and there was actually a couple that I never tried. And I was so upset because like my local liquor store doesn't sell all the other flavors. But yeah, I was like, I never tried like that red one. I don't even know what flavor that was. It was like a dark red or like I don't know what the fuck it was. I never tried it, and I was so upset because it looked really tasty.
The blue one was pretty good.
Oh yeah, the blue raspberry. That's actually my personal favorite. But then again, that's the only one I really drink because my local place sells that the orange juice tasting one, which is also okay. But I just don't like orange juice, which is probably another sacrilegious Manuel is over.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't like the flavor.
So I have this idea. It just came to me. I have this idea. So if alcohol production gets cranked all the way down, right? For one reason or another, maybe people can't like produce it, whatever. The machines are used for something else. 2 things I'm imagining coming from that is first off, whole lot of homebrewers. There's a whole lot of people like local brewers who would be good. Like I've actually heard like there be talk that like they just stopped producing alcohol the same way that they're talking about like not shipping out dildos from Amazon because it's not essential.
God, yeah.
Things like that. So and like in all that it was like local brewers were all like, no, we're good. So I'm imagining more local brewers, more moonshine, stuff like that. And then this could be the silver lining if it comes to that, is that there's a very easy way to lessen the strain or like fill a little bit of that role that alcohol has in kind of numbing the pain. Just legalize weed.
And it's a lot easier to manufacture because somebody can do that on their own.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
We can start our liquor brand. Remember we were talking about that, Manuel?
The weed beer?
The tiger. Oh, hell no.
No. We're going to call it Tiger Shot. Like cigar.
Yeah, Tiger Shot. I forgot about that. You're right.
We wanted to do Tiger Shot.
Yes. Let's do it. Backyard Brewery.
It's literally going to be a tiger with the eye patch.
Yes.
Cigar. Tiger Shot.
Oh, if you sent that out now with the fucking like people like just like buy 6-packs of those and just start bitching about Carol Baskin on Instagram like immediately.
Goddamn Carol Baskin.
Oh dang! Oh yeah, I forgot the tiger. Fuck it. We're gonna have one. We're gonna have one called Exotic.
There's a meme I love where it's all like when you go outside for the first time, but the animals have already taken the land, and it's the tiger like attacking him. It's like, God damn it! And I don't know why. I hear it in his voice, and I see it happening. I just laugh my ass off whenever I see that meme. Just like, God damn it! The tiger is like it's like tackling him, but yeah, that's me. That's when we go out.
Is that the one when he was hitting him with the with his cane?
Yes.
Oh my god.
God damn it. Oh my god. Fucking Tiger King. But yeah, that's that. I don't know. I just want my alcohol, and I think we all do.
I just want to be able to like not have to wait a week or have to spam call local stores specifically between the hours of 9 and 1 and hope to God that I can actually like get through despite the fact that it's busy all the goddamn time.
Yeah, dude, it's weird because my mom, she straight up, she's like, I went to Costco 20 minutes in and out. I was like, what the?
Oh my god!
Go buy me one of those giant bottles of vodka.
I know some friends that are being like, they're shopping. It's like, 15 minutes in and out. Don't do anything. I'm like,
I just want some beer.
Like in Texas, it's straight up like you could just go to freaking Walmart, or like you go to Walgreens and they have bargain bins of wine. And I'm just like, what the fuck? What is wrong with this state?
There are right before this all started, like literally like days before the quarantine started, I had thrown away a lot of alcohol, and I regret that so much. Like, cause I was like,
you man.
No, yeah, I was like cleaning out alcohol.
That's the only characteristic of you.
Thank you, it really was. But like, I had just bought a bunch of new things of rum because I found some rum brands I liked, and thank God I bought those rums though, because those rums like survived me until like I got the recent alcohol. But like I had thrown away so much alcohol, like basically a lot of open bottles that I've been like running at cons, because the problem is that I bring a lot of things to cons, but half the time like I'll rebuy it for whatever reason. Like I had so many open bottles of triple sec, so I like. I got the one that had like 2 brands, and I filled up one that was like brand new. Then I dumped all the rest. I threw away 2 open bottles of Everclear, which were admittedly mostly drunk.
What?
Yeah, that's the one I regret the most, because Everclear would have saved my ass for a while there. I've been like,
just expensive as hell too.
Let me just pour this into my like lemonade, and there you go. Like, ain't gonna be no pandemic for a few hours. But yeah, I threw away some wine, threw away a lot of shit, and like legit about like 10 plus bottles.
Oh my
and
god!
I regret it. I regret it so much. Whenever I'm like making these alcohol runs these days, I think back on that, and it was so right before it. It was like I said, it was like that week, cause I think we got like locked down like on a Monday or a Tuesday or some shit like that, and it was like the previous Thursday I had done it.
Manuel, it's gonna be one of those things. Your nephew's gonna find one of those Everclear bottles. Like,
oh my god!
And then he's gonna flashback. You're like, oh.
No, for the record, I have like, I'm not a huge fan of Everclear in general. Like, it's good. It's good to get you dirty and fucked up, like, because you get like really wasted, and it's like it happens fast. But it tastes.
Honestly, I usually just use it for like THC extracts or something like that.
It tastes like turpentine or like paint thinner.
Oh,
so that's the only reason I'm not a huge fan of it.
Yeah.
But let's talk about some 5G bullshit. Are you familiar with 5G, Leslie? Is 5G eating your hair?
Leslie,
the 5G cut her off. It knows.
Oh no, it's the 5G. No.
Sorry. I was talking to my mom. I miss even though we were in quarantine, like one of my like on my aunt rents some of the
So it's basically they have like they live in a big ass building, and the reason why we're able to take our photo shoots is because the building is actually we have the building that we're in, and then that building is actually gated or gated off. So we were able to run through this.
I don't want to.
It's like a 4-story thing that we.
So one of the neighbors, she actually bakes, and when we went there, they were actually like, they were so bored, they were just baking and giving us free stuff.
Me.
So
as fuck.
My family were playing cards today. So but they were like, like with money.
Yeah.
So gambling. So
got nothing else to do.
So I was telling my mom to go and get something from the lady downstairs because she, from some days we will like buy from her like to make stuff for us like specific. So I mean we're supporting them, we're giving them money, and we get like desserts that we can't go outside to eat because we are locked up, and I haven't had them in like forever. In the United States, so I'm telling my mom to just go and buy some more because she's not gonna get that when she comes back. So sorry.
No, it's fine. I don't want to alarm anyone.
I want to start.
But ever since I brought up 5G, actually, it finally stabilized. When I brought up 5G, like our stream started fucking up, and like I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking.
Put this on your ass again.
It was kind of scary. I was like, wait a minute. It's like, are we getting shut down? It's like
the 5's coming.
The 5's coming.
Please. Okay, so the only time that I hear besides you, Manuel, talking about it on the podcast about the 5Gs is people usually that are very upset about the quarantine right now. They're mostly the people that like I see the comments, they talk about 5G because they're like, the government, it's like they're impeding on our rights and they're trying to control us just like 5G. And I'm like, okay.
I mean, like, first of all, like, I remember, like, when I was in school, like, in college, the first time, because I've been there several times, but I was in college the first time, like, in the mid-2000s, one of my professors was going on about how he was basically a conspiracy theorist, too, and he was going on about how one day, and who knows, maybe this will happen. He was going on about how, like, one day, a generation from now, we're going to discover that cell phones, like you know, cause like crazy brain cancer, and we're going to all die because of it. Like, and then we won't know about it because we're all using it now, and by the time it comes down, it's too late. Because like generations have been raised like having a cell phone like on their head, like, you know, every day of their life, which is kind of a joke, by the way, because I don't know about you, but I never answer my phone. I have not answered my phone since like 1992. So having it by my head is such a rarity. Usually I'm just holding it in my hand.
I don't think many people.
But how often is it next to your crotch?
Is it killing my dick? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying, if it's not gonna give you a tumor in your head, where else is?
It's supposed to make your dick so big because it's gonna mutate because the 5G is gonna go into.
Your dick is gonna explode.
It's gonna become a dick monster.
Oh my god!
It's gonna become sentient. It's gonna be like little Manuel.
Little Manuel.
You will literally have two heads.
Oh my god! It's like, hey, I want sex.
He also wants to drink alcohol too.
Oh
my god!
Dick chugging.
Dick
chugging. That's gonna kill.
Oh god!
No, nobody do that. Or do once again, do it. I don't fucking care. But don't blame me for it.
It's Corona times. We got nothing else to do.
But no. So Pleiades apparently thinks 5G is gonna kill us all.
So I did not say that. You are putting words in my mouth.
Yeah, I'm legit. I'm legit trying to start shit.
I mean, like, I don't know how much shit I can actually start, but I'm going to preface this with a whole lot of things, because I know the second I open my mouth and start, like, trying to explain things, I know how it's going to sound. First off, no, the Earth is not flat. No, vaccines don't cause autism. Even if they did, it's still preferable to fucking polio. But again, they fucking don't. So I just want to, like, toss those out there, just to, like, give you some ground... like idea of where I'm coming from.
I'm not gonna lie, like when I decided to talk about like bring up this topic, I thought I was just trolling. I didn't actually think you were gonna defend it. So now you're worrying me, bro. But go on.
Well, let me finish what I'm saying. So here's the thing. Here's from what I've seen and everything that I go with, I don't actually like go with any team. I go with what like the proof is, and I go with what the truth is. So I'm not swinging for any team, not trying to defend anything, any like political party or anything like that. The problem is, it sounds like it's exactly what you said, is that since we were kids, they've been saying like, oh, cell phones cause cancer, this and that. For the longest time, I still see some of these signs sometimes, but they're like, yo, you shouldn't use a cell phone while you're filling up your tank because it can make your car explode. And a lot of it comes from us yeah. A lot of it comes from us, like, really not knowing the bounds of our technology. And I'll understand it from certain points of view. I understand it from, like one of the first, what's it called? Antipsychotic, like, meds, or, like, just for, like, mental illness in general, was lithium. Later, like, years later, we find out that shit is horrible for you and should only be used in the most extreme circumstances. There was, for the longest time, people didn't think there was anything wrong with smoking tobacco. And then years later, we found out, you know? So I understand being apprehensive about certain things. Lead paint, for another one. But I understand being cautious about, like, things that we, like, put into our system and incorporate into society. The thing is, it could really go both ways with this. With at least with radio, with what's it called? Radio frequency, electromagnetic frequency. Because the thing is, we really won't know, like, the effects of what having a shit ton of, like, radio waves, like, just buzzing through the air constantly, like, for, like, years. Probably, like, maybe not even until, like, after we're all gone. We might not even find out, like, the long-term effects of that. The thing is, I'm okay with questioning it, because, like, I'm like, cool, we'll ask a question. I would rather there be a question asked, and then even if it's a stupid question, it gets proven wrong. Cool. That's how we have a discussion. With 5G and all that, the problem is like, or at least, like, what it seems to be, like, what the skepticism is that there's been some, and again, not consistent, but it's some, partially because the World Health Organization actually had previously said, like, radio signals, like, from cell phone towers and Wi-Fi and things like that, could possibly be carcinogen. So that immediately kind of, like, fucks up the conversation, because they're just saying it could be that this, like, encourages cancer. There's no proof that it can. There's no proof that it does, but, like, the findings are inconsistent. So just by them saying that immediately, that gives a whole lot of people some strength in their argument. 5G is, like, do you guys know how 5G works?
I do, only because I watched a lot of shit on it.
No,
so
continue. Tell us.
Cool. So it's different from 4G and everything that we have right now, because the thing is, you have to be directly around the node, wherever it's coming out of. Like, you can't be, like, there's a tower and then, like, you're, like, miles away and you get reception. Like, no. You have to be, like, pretty much, like, right underneath it. Like, it would have to be in, like, if it's in the Starbucks, you have to be in the Starbucks for it to work. Because the radio waves it uses are more powerful. Like, the wavelengths are smaller and they're more concentrated. And the thing is, whenever you have radiation where you concentrate the wavelengths and you increase that power, the problem is you eventually will get to a point where it's ionizing and it could become harmful. The next step over from, like, radio waves is microwaves. And there's some, again, not consistent, but, like, there's some findings that say that, like, it increases heat. But not to, like, a significant extent. Okay. But what if we have nodes everywhere? What if we have 5G nodes everywhere? Because that's the only way we have consistent 5G. That's why there's, like, a couple spots in Chicago and New York where it kind of works, but you literally have to be in front of it, and walls and everything make it stop, because it immediately just, like, blocks it off. Again, it could be that it's not powerful enough that it does any damage. The thing is, we won't know, and if we're, like, putting it everywhere, I could see some cause for, like, at least to, like, just do more studies before we start, like, popping shit everywhere. Does it manifest a virus? Absolutely not. There's plenty of countries everywhere that don't have fucking 5G towers, and they got shit tons of corona. So that immediately is just, like, a no. Okay? No.
The whole 5G thing, that always, like part of me sees why people would want to take up the test it first. I mean, for one thing, I don't think this exists in a vacuum. People have been talking about 5G for a while. I mean, I don't know. Actually, don't know one way or the other if there's any sort of like testing done. But I would like to think there was.
Oh, there's tons.
Exactly.
There's tons.
There had to have been, and like, sure, it's a long-term thing, but so was everything else. I don't know. I just can't get over why people are so hung up on the 5G thing. People are burning down like towers. There's tons of video of people like, "What are you doing?" It's like, you're putting up a 5G tower. You're causing all the problems right now, you know. And they're like filming themselves. They look crazy as fuck. Because they are.
I think they're concerned because of new technology. I get why people will be concerned because when it comes to new technologies, over time you get to see the effects that it has not only on the users but also on the environment. But the thing right now is that people are like really not in a good mindset, so are pretty irrational. Like people burning down like 5G towers. I see it as pretty irrational because they're trying to like. All this is happening, so we must find like the reason why, and this is something new that we don't know about. So let's just burn it down. Like
they see a new thing and they're like, "That's the thing that's causing it."
Yeah, so it's pretty much like human hysteria, like the reasoning, reasoning to it's something new, so I'm scared. It might be the problem. Like this is the only thing that makes sense.
It's like that like animal like reflex of like fight or flight.
Essentially, it's just that. I mean, I'll guess if people should be more educated and things like that. And I see why people will be like, no, I don't trust these sources because it's like I said, it's new and people will be scared of it anyway, even if you try to educate people. But I think over time, as nothing bad happens, then people will start to rationalize more that it's okay and do not fear it. Or until like some new next big thing comes up, and then they will like get scared of that instead.
Yeah, until I get my dick monster. But like, fun fact, I did not know that we were gonna turn into like. I mean, we didn't turn to Alex Jones, but I didn't know we were gonna turn into like a legitimate 5G like mini deep dive. Yeah, I thought we were gonna meme on it, but
I mean, look at like I'll toss it like I'll put another flip on it. Social media. Online dating, the internet in general. Remember, like, I will absolutely, like, when the internet just came out, and if you talk to anybody in the chat room, everybody's like, oh, that's a pedophile rapist. Like, they're all, like, if you're talking to anybody on the internet, they're a pedophile rapist.
I remember the internet was young. It's like, don't talk to nobody on the internet. And now, like, everybody has, like, online friends.
I remember back in the day going to Yahoo chat rooms and you would be like, ASL, like, you know, age-sex location.
Yeah.
And I'm like, imagine opening a conversation with that these days. But
you already know. You open that profile, it's right there.
That's actually a very good point. But I remember that was a legitimate, like, first thing to say. It's like, hey, hi, ASL. And it's like, you know, it's like 20 male Los Angeles or whatever the fuck you would say. But yeah. But I remember, oh my God.
Female, the police office.
The internet was a crazy place back then. Chris Hansen's going to tell us all to take a seat because we're all a bunch of, like, you know,
hey, he's working on Onion Boy.
Dude, I went off on Chris Hansen. Was it this podcast? I don't think it was this podcast. But Chris Hansen ain't gonna do shit. He fucking he's in debt. He's a fucking loser.
I mean, here's the thing though. How did Cosby wind up getting locked up?
No, I'm not saying that like bringing light.
No. What I'm saying is how realistically speaking, like literally, what was it that made it so Cosby finally, like, he had to face all the shit that he'd done?
What?
It was Hannibal Buress.
Oh yeah,
making jokes. He was so just by cracking jokes and like bringing it to everybody's attention, it forced everybody to look at it and finally confront it. Is the thing. I think it's a similar thing here. Hell, how long has R. Kelly been doing shit?
I forgot we had this topic, yeah, because like we mentioned that last week or whatever that was. We had the podcast that, dude, when I was a kid, like, don't ask me why we were joking about that, but when I was a kid, it's
Boondocks.
like, It's like, oh, R. Kelly's peeing on kids, and it's like, lol, and that's a terrible thing to make a joke about. But that's what we did. We were fucking stupid kids, and we were talking about R. Kelly peeing on people, and so everyone knew there was a video for the record. So it's not like it was a rumor. There was a video.
There's multiple videos.
Yeah, there was evidence, and somehow we got away with it, and then kept doing shit for like 20 years, and then everyone's all like, "Really? R. Kelly is?" I'm like, dude, are you fucking stupid? Like
we've been known. But it's
It only took forever to take notice.
It's because like people like just didn't want to like look at it. It's the weirdest thing. It's like we all know it's wrong, but it's like until you force the system to look at it and like for people to address it, it's like nothing gets done.
Are we gonna...
everything needs a Netflix documentary nowadays. Apparently,
I'm waiting for the Jeffrey Epstein one.
When are we gonna? Oh shit! When are we?
That's true.
When's Drake gonna get canceled one day? Like, 'cause I always see like all the things where he's always hanging out with like with kids.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Yes.
She's like, what? She's like,
yeah.
12?
If that was anybody else, but then now I'm wondering, is that exactly how Michael Jackson looked? Because that's a different debate for a different day. But
yeah.
if it's similar, I'm wondering, and how many big stars do that? Because like at least for me in this day and age, if I had any amount of fame or anything, I would not be messaging, talking to anything with anybody under 18. Period.
I'm not gonna lie, you had me scared for a second there. I'm like, where are you going with this? I thought you were gonna say, hey, what the hell? Warren turned off his camera. No, Warren turned off his camera, but now everyone moved again. What's up with this call? Like this, I've never had this. I never had it when people like move when they turn off the camera.
Every time I turn off the camera, it will move this way.
It's just funny because I'm gonna turn off. We were playing like musical chairs in our names.
Yeah.
But no, like I was saying, you were scaring me there for a second. I think you were gonna say like if I have money and power, like dialing up. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop right there. It's
No.
Don't get canceled, please.
Oh my god! It's like, dude, don't make me. Don't like oh god. But no, I don't know.
If I'm gonna get canceled for something, I actually like have it be like something like actually funny. Come on.
Well,
now.
let's talk about Corona-chan then.
All right. Who wants to start?
So the reason I bring this up is because you probably have no idea about this because it's kind of a local thing. But I actually can't find that post anymore. I don't know if it got deleted.
The AX post?
Yeah, I tried to look it up.
I took a screenshot of that.
But TLDR, somebody went into the AX group chat. I mean, and by the way, the AX group, the Facebook group is a hot mess because they have some shady ass admins. That's a whole other story.
No way. No, I don't believe that at all.
No, like it's run by the edgiest of edgelords, who like never leave home and just act like trolls on the internet. They're in no way related to AX.
Like that kind of people.
Yeah, they're in no way related to AX, by the way, but they run like the biggest AX group. Huh.
Apparently, the AX people used to be part of the mob team, but I guess he kicked them out. That's what I heard.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
probably.
No, that's actually a true story. Like one day.
Ooh, AXT. Let's go.
Yeah, one day the mod who runs it right now, he literally they were trying to kick him out. And like, by the way, I'm telling everyone right now.
From the chat or AX itself?
From the AX group.
Okay.
So I'm telling you this right now. Ada J has had to kick out like people in the past, and when we do it, when we all decide we're gonna do it, like except for that person, obviously, I'll go inside and I'll kick them out of everything first, and then I tell them that they're gone. Just think for that exact reason. But for some reason, the AX mods were like, oh, we're gonna like vote on whether we kick out this guy. So of course,
he's there.
Of course he was like, well, fuck you, and he unmodded everyone, and it was the only mod, and he took over the group. And it was actually and the other X mods formed another group, which is not nearly as popular. But yeah, so and then of course he built it up with all of his edgelord friends. But the point I was gonna make, first of all, my thing was if you're ever gonna do that, unmod them, get rid of all their things first.
I just sent that picture too.
Oh, you did?
Ooh, thank you.
Let me actually grab it.
That's weird. I've never seen her with green hair.
Oh, I like
There's so
how
many designs now. I don't know what people keep drawing it, I guess.
let me grab that first while I actually.
They even have the Made in China stamp on it.
You asking for? Okay, so like asking specifically for an Asian female of average build is like that's kind of rapey. I don't know. That just seems weird.
It's funny
You didn't
because
want to offend by having a non-Asian girl wear a K-pop.
it's funny
That's
because
so stupid.
If you
That's the stupidest thing.
This person's not very bright.
Apparently, why would you post this? Why would you think this is gonna go over well?
oh yeah, it went over like a
Stupid people.
fucking like a fucking.
Also, there's people just doing this like of their own will. Like, there's hella Corona-chan cosplayers out there. This is not like a limited quantity.
Where did I save that picture? Hold on. I'm like, I can't find it. Hold on, let me but yeah, it's funny because I actually went down the. Oh, why did it save the downloads? I never opened that folder.
Oh god.
Like, who opens that down? I probably also just shit in there on my porn, but like other people looked it up too, but I looked him up and like if you go to his pages, he actually has like an Asian girlfriend too, and the whole thing seems kind of sus.
Doesn't mean anything.
I mean, it means a lot of things.
That doesn't mean anything.
It means a lot of things. I'm just not going to go into.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
That don't mean shit now. In this day and era, doesn't mean shit.
So
there's a whole lot. We're gonna have to talk someday about rules with lock screens and things like that around your significant other. But I don't think that matters here.
Wait, what are you talking about? You're losing me, boy. But
homeboy has a girlfriend, but he's like posting stuff like this, looking for cosplayers.
No,
who are Asian.
thing is that she's Asian.
But
that's what he was.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
I think I kind of get what Manuel was trying to say.
Yeah, sorry, I can't multitask. I was trying to put that
today,
picture in.
I don't think today it will be off topic.
But first of all, the reason I brought this up is because this blew up the Corona-chan thing again, and everyone was up in arms. For the record, I think it was actually Leslie's friend who made the post, who commented on the thing. It's like, what you got to do is delete this and not post it anywhere else to stop talking about it or whatever. And then that admin, the one we mentioned already, he was all like, or don't, you can leave it up. And it was just like, fight started right away. And I don't know if he deleted.
Like, if I seen the I guess I read it thread. I guess it's gone. So I read it, and I didn't notice that the admin was this kind of person.
Oh yeah.
Just seeing like pretty much saying like he has his right to be posting this, even though people are saying like no, it's disrespectful. It's not the time for this, and blah blah blah. And he's like, well, he has the right to post this, and if he wants to be edgy, then that's on him, and things like that. And I'm like, why are you encouraging this? It makes no sense. People are telling you that it's not good. Why are you like, yeah, go America?
So wait. So what's the argument like that people were saying like that was making people angry? Like, what was that?
It's the same argument everyone has about Corona-chan. And for the record,
which is
last time, I'm a bit on the middle ground here. I do see how this kind of thing might be. I don't want to say it would ever really be funny, but I do see how people can find amusement in it, in the character. But I think definitely now is not the time to be talking about it. Give it some time if you're ever going to.
Like what people were saying is like it's not the right time because it's still happening and
people are dying. Yeah.
And because there's a lot of like discrimination against Asian Americans right now because of this, like having her being like, oh, we're in the Cuba and all the China, Chinese people eat that, and the reason why the corona is this, it's just like perpetuating this what is happening right now against Asian Americans. It's just pushing that it's their fault or like all the violence against them that's happened recently. So it's not a good idea to be doing something like this.
Yeah, you can't really see there, but she straight up has a made in China stamp on her, like on her like shouldery part right here.
That's a little extra. I'm not gonna lie. That's a little extra. Like, you could have had everything else and like just kind of gone with it, but like you're asking for a flame war with that. Like, you know what you're doing. But I will say this. Honestly, like, I would say there's an argument to be made that now is the best time for this kind of thing. And I only say that. Hold on, let me finish. And I say that because for the last couple of weeks, I've actually like rekindled kind of like just casual conversation with my parents by text. They actually live in Texas. I live in Pennsylvania, so it's like pretty much a country apart. And the way that our kind of like conversation has been rekindled is by sending memes to each other, specifically Corona memes. And the entire thing is like, and I talked to them, and like the way they said it was like, they said, because at first they were kind of like, we don't know, blah, 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 but they're like, listen, this is our culture. Like, when fucked up shit happens, the way we get through it is by taking the power out of it. Is by like saying like, yes, it's like, it's bad, but the thing is, it's like, if you leave it as like a big like looming obelisk, like, you give it more power. You give it like the Voldemort effect, kind of. And this obviously doesn't work for everybody. Obviously, like, and that's kind of part of the thing, is like, that's the risk you run when you post something on social media. Not everybody's where you are. It's one thing for like me and my parents, like, to be like sending like like memes back to you, but like, it's another thing to be posting that online. Again, with the made in China thing is, I understand a lot of, I don't know who this person is, but from what I've heard, it sounds like they're very argumentative. And so, honestly, part of me is like, I'm wondering if they were looking for a fight.
But the thing is,
and especially if they're that kind of person, which means that regardless of anything, if you are an asshole, if you're just an asshole, like, regardless of rights or anything like that, if you're just a dick and you post something, yeah, it gives it a different connotation. It gives it a different context, because people are immediately going to think, if somebody who's normally like kind-hearted posts the same thing, might be a completely different context because they know they're not an asshole. But if somebody who is an asshole says it, it's like, okay, motherfucker, let's go.
Without actually taking on your points, which I'll get to in a minute, I just wanted to clarify. As far as I know, the artist never actually like joined in any of it. I actually didn't see any of his replies. I don't even know if he did reply to it. The edgelord guy was the admin. And I'm pretty sure he was looking for a fight. He like an online fight, the kind he can quote unquote win. But
I think like the artist, like the photographer, posted something about like, I'm just making art. I'm just making art or something along those lines.
Okay.
Yeah. For the record,
and
though,
I'm like,
he's like his page, like he just discovered a camera like a month ago, and like, because I like.
It was the quarantine photo shoots he's trying to do.
Yeah, you don't even have to. You don't even have to like deep dive into him. Like, I just looked up his page, and he has like his about me, and you know, his whole story. I know he has a website. That's what it was. Oh my god, I'm coughing a lot. It's kind of concerning. He has a website, and yeah, he has a website, and the about me on the website. I do think it's because I'm just dehydrated, because my throat does kind of hurt, but not like a sore throat way. But I need water. But he has an about me, and I just read about his whole little thing. He got a girlfriend. The girlfriend, like, I guess, is a photographer, so he bought a camera to impress her, and now he's trying to impress her.
That was about me.
Yeah, now he's trying to impress her by doing Corona-chan. Well, the Corona-chan part's just me adding that part, but but TLDR, like, to go to your points, I see your point about, like, you know, about making light of it to get through it, and I'll say this, and I'm pretty sure all of us do this. There are memes and there are jokes that I will never say publicly, that I'll send to people, and that, like, you know, and we'll kind of lull about it, and then we'll have a good laugh about it, and it's like, you know, everyone does that. I don't think if you don't, then you're fucking lying. Everyone does that to some degree. Just to, like, you might not send Corona-chan memes. I actually don't think I've ever sent a Corona-chan meme, but I have sent Corona memes, and I have sent other like questionable memes that, like, it's like nothing bad. I don't like to think I'm not a monster, but But I said things where I get mad canceled if anyone saw me like share it publicly. But that's how we all are.
And it's context. Like if you say that to your friend, if you both know each other,
yeah.
So you both know you're not saying it seriously. You say this shit on social media, nobody knows anything about you. They're not going to look at your profile. They see what you say in that moment. And if this is a Facebook group where this guy is known for being a dick, yeah, absolutely, it looks you just being an asshole.
But by that same token, I do think the Corona-chan thing's a little far. It's not the same as Earth-chan. It's not the same as
Black Hole-chan.
Yeah, it's not the same as any other chants where it's all like you moify like this thing. Mainly
Amola-chan.
Mainly, my problem with Corona-chan in general is that it's so like, how do I put this? I can't think of a better way to put it. It's not really only this, but it's like so racist, like the way it's compounded on each other. Like everything about it, the bat wings, like this particular picture for the record, the bat wings, the made in China, the cheap out,
Chinese dress.
Yeah, the buns, the hairdo, all of it. The green, well, the green's more the virus.
Green
but,
is weird.
But everything at once just feels like it's It's as if I was like, oh, I'm talking about burrito kun, and I get a Mexican guy and I put him in a sombrero and a serape and give him a bottle of tequila. Yeah, give him a mustache, a bottle of tequila, and it's like I just throw everything at once. It feels like that. It feels like I also feel the bigger problem.
Very stereotype. Stereotype?
Yeah, there you go, stereotype. Yeah. If Corona-chan was literally the circle-y thing with the spines, if it was that in a dress, I probably would find it less offensive. I probably wouldn't find it offensive at all. I'd just be like, what the fuck? You put a virus in a dress, and I would probably laugh about it. But
can't make Rule 34 out of it, bro. I mean, I guess you could, but
like that. Have you seen it? Because it's a ball and it has the little you ever seen Greedo? Because Greedo, the character
34,
the character from Star Wars, the one who shot first or whatever. Greedo has all those weird little stalks. It looks like the virus has the stalks. TLDR, the reason I bring this up is because they have holes in there. You could totally fuck that. But
yep.
Did I really just say that? Just everyone go fuck a virus.
There's absolutely Greedo Rule 34. I will put money on that right now.
Ebola-chan. But
well, okay. So I kind of have. So I'm wondering if this isn't one of those things where, like I was saying with 5G, right? Is there some cause for concern? Yeah, but then people go and they'll literally take it and mean they'll twist it for whatever other biases they already have. It's the perfect venue. It's the perfect paranoid fear for anybody who thinks that vaccines cause autism or that the world is flat, because it drives this narrative of oh, the government's out to get us, all that thing. I definitely think that the CCP didn't handle the thing well. But there's no need to say that that the Chinese people as a whole are the reason why we have coronavirus. It's not. And it's fucked up that it's because when people say oh, the Chinese did this because they're dirty or they eat this and that, blah 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 blah. No, okay, that's not it. There's a governmental structure, and then people wind up coming in and try to find any excuse to spin it and reinforce their worldview of Chinese people are third world country, blah 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 blah. This is our opportunity to shit on them just because. And it's no, there's a fucked up government in charge. That's what did it. We don't the people don't represent the government. We don't represent our government.
Oh boy.
Somebody try to exactly. So that's the thinking I'm coming in is you just because the people in charge are assholes, you can't configate that and say that's the people. It's not. But people who want to make that connection use this as an excuse, pretty much. They, like, yeah.
Good God.
It's just like a getaway for racism to like
Yeah.
come back and like, oh, turn Chinese people on their weird eating habits.
Exactly.
Like that. It's just stupid, and people need to stop doing that.
Somebody brought up like a point. For the record, I still, if I'm not mistaken, well, actually, I'll say this right now. Like, there's actually people who've said officially on both sides. No one's really confirmed if somebody eating a bat soup caused it. For the record, but it was traced to bats, and everyone assumes that the bat soup story is somehow true anyway. But even if it was, somebody pointed out like a pretty good point. Like, random Joe on the street, everyday Chinese citizen is not eating bat soup anyway. They're eating, regular food, regular food. That sounds terrible. But, they're eating like, their daily meals. It's like the rich, affluent people or, the upper middle class, who are the ones who are eating like, the exotic, because, quote unquote exotic foods. So even if like a bad soup causes, my point to bring this up is eat the rich, because the rich are causing all their problems. Yeah, that was a very easy segue.
China.
Hashtag eat the rich.
Eat the rich. No, like when I'm sure everyone's seen the memes.
Don't even giving on that shit.
Yeah, everyone's seen the memes where it's all like, I got my $1,200 stimulus check, which by the way I didn't get because I'm not eligible for it. But like, it's like everyone gets a $1,200 stimulus check, and it's like the billion-dollar company is like, hey, I got my billions, and it's like oh, fuck you.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, they are hurting. They are hurting hard.
I thought you were talking about another meme. There's a hilarious one I saw.
I forgot who said it, but there's like a quote for like, obviously trickle down economics don't work. It's been a lie that's been perpetuated for decades. But there's a quote that I forgot what it was, where it's all like the rich will always, like, I'm paraphrasing totally, but it's a real quote. I can't remember who said it. It was somebody like a president or something. Was like, the rich will always get their money, but if you give it to the poor people first, they'll hold on to it for a few seconds longer. And it's true. It's like if you like, the billion-dollar companies that are hurting would have got their billions anyway. It's just that we would have had it for like a month or two. We would have had it for a bit until they got it. Until it trickled up to them.
So how do y'all feel about Andrew Yang?
I'm actually not a fan of his, and I know he had a lot of supporters. He
was okay.
Oh no, I love that fucker. I love Andrew.
I like him too.
Yeah,
I love that motherfucker, and I will. He is the only person who sold me on like the concept of UBI, and I am like fiercely like anti-communist. Period. But the thing is, and this goes along with exactly what you were saying, is that, and I'll actually like add something onto it. I don't think that the money goes back into circulation, at least like in locally, when you give it to rich people.
Oh, it does.
I think it goes to offshore bank accounts, so it can't get like taxed and shit, right?
Exactly.
So my mentality is like,
if you give it to the people, they stimulate the economy.
Exactly.
People have money, they're gonna go eat, they're gonna purchase groceries.
If you're broke, you're gonna spend the money. Like, if you're broke, you're gonna spend the money. If you're rich, what do? Invest it, put it into bonds, which is fine, right? But a lot of it is like tax fuck shit to try and like avoid having to pay things. So here's the thing. So that money, either you give it to the companies, right, in tax breaks or things like that, or you give it to the people. And it's exactly like what you said. You give it to the people, it winds up going to the companies anyway.
Exactly.
Here's the trick, though. We the people choose who gets the money based off of who has good business practice, who is best serving us, the people. When you give it to the rich people, you eliminate people's power, because that's exactly what the money is. It's our influence in how things are run. You give it to us, the people have more power in the government. You give it to the companies, people have less power in the government.
I'm not laughing about what you said,
Get the rich.
but like, it's just like, I'm not laughing about what you said, but it just dawned on me like right now, similar to like when I wake up and I'm like, oh god, we're in this bullshit still. It literally just dawned on me that tonight, right now, this second, somebody who hasn't tuned into Ultra Miracle Podcast Z for 2 years might turn it on because, believe it or not, this podcast started as a Japanese idol podcast, and they turn it on, and they're all like,
Idol.
"What the fuck?"
Gang, gang.
So what you gonna do, bro? This is how we roll. We talk politics now. Ultra Miracle Politics Z.
Woo.
Ooh.
Oh god. No, it just dawned on me that like somebody can, in theory, tune in for the first time in a year and just be so like shell shocked. But I don't know. It's the world we live in, and everyone's dealing with this right now. Anyway, if anyone wants to cancel Pleiades over his admittedly,
Come at me.
Admittedly,
Come at me.
I will admit
My
it's not
is
that strong.
@PLEIA_DS. Flame me. Try me, motherfucker.
Yeah, hashtag PleiadesIsOverParty. And
Hashtag cash is fake.
let's get that trending. No, just kidding. We should probably wrap this up. I didn't realize what time it was. I feel like we
Yeah,
did like.
this is the Goku theme one.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, it's funny because like when I saw him, when I saw Pleiades mention the Goku, which by the way the thing is, let me put that, and Goku is there's a new meme going around where it's all oh shit, I took over the background. I'm a dumbass. There's a new meme going around where it's fuck, what am I saying? This new meme going around where it's like it's that graveyard one where the guy's like doing the peace thing, yeah, and it's all like Sailor Mars, Sailor Moon, Sailor Jupiter, whatever.
Oh
it's
my
like,
god!
It's like Goku. They kill Goku, and I saw Warren share it, and Warren's all like, "Yeah, but my bro Goku can come back to life."
They all can. I don't think any of those motherfuckers stay dead.
And I was
They have like exceptions to even sometimes come back as. Remember that the tournament right before fighting Majin Buu? Fucking, they're like, yeah, Goku, you can come down, yo. And he's like, all right.
For a day.
Yeah,
a day. Everybody gets a day.
It's actually funny because like I was gonna point out that technically I think all the Sailor Scouts came back to life too.
Multiple times.
Yeah, well, like exactly. Like I think they've done it more than once, but I've only really saw the first 2 seasons, and they all die at the end of the first one. By the way, they all died. Spoiler: if you didn't watch.
Well, they died before the show even started. Technically.
Oh yeah, they're reincarnated or whatever. The fuck. Yeah, but like, but at the end of the first season, like they all die. And I think maybe Sailor Moon lives. I don't remember, but definitely all the Scouts die. Like they're dead. And then
she lives.
Yeah, I think she does live because she fights them and their spirits help her. And then somehow through the magic of this all, they all get reborn.
I love that scene.
No, they all get reborn, but they don't remember each other because that's actually how the first season ends. Is like they're all living their separate lives. It kind of spoiled the whole end for Sailor Moon. But once again, if you haven't finished watching
the first season,
it's been 30 years. You lost your excuse. And season 2
watch the original. Don't watch the reboot.
Oh yeah. I'm actually not a huge fan of Sailor Moon Crystal. Like I actually have a few of the Blu-ray sets because like
I can't. I can't.
Like
I can't. Those transformation scenes, I can't. I fucking can't. I
hate the art style. I hate the leggy art style people have. Like not even the leggy, but that they're so long. Because you see it in Fruits Basket, also the new Fruits Basket, where it's like, why are these people so long? It feels like the long man thing. It's like, why are they?
Did you ever watch
like...
Code Geass?
No, are they long also?
They're noodle people.
Yeah, they're like walking on stilts. I feel like they're like, you know, they're like.
For some reason, that whole like face of Clam just making all their characters super long. It's just oh my god! It reminds
me of those toys in the '90s where you grab their arms and stretch.
Yes.
Oh yep.
I can't stand that art style. It's actually the big reason I don't like Sailor Moon Crystal.
Oh, I hated it. I hated that they didn't like make Usagi like this like borderline dropout, which is like one of the best things I loved about her. It's like she's always like fucking up. She's shitty at school, but like somehow she manages to pull it out at the end of the day. And like, sad. But going along with that, the reason I brought it up is because I don't know if any of you guys saw it, like at least on the timeline, but at least on my timeline, I kept seeing like a resurgence of like, blah blah blah, name 4 characters who could beat Goku, and I'm just like, are we talking about this again? Still in the year 2020?
Yeah, like, I thought they would die too.
It's like an immortal fucking debate, and it is one of the most worthless like conversations you could ever have.
People are stuck in quarantine, okay? They forgot what year it was.
Sounds like it.
They're like, we gotta go back.
Mm-hmm. Like somebody be like, I don't even fucking know. Haro, Suzumiya, Sailor Moon, Gon, Toriko could all beat Goku, and I'm just like, I don't have the energy to like tell you everything that's wrong with what you just said, and I'm not even like in every way, shape, and form. It's like, would Haruhi like fight Goku? Is that what you're saying right now? Because that's not fucking happening.
That's not how it works.
Like, it would just be like if they exist in the same universe, somehow Goku would just wind up being like her friend, and they would just never fight because she's gone. Like, the universe bends, and that conflict would never fucking happen. I'm sorry. It triggers the shit out of me.
It's okay. I remember that Goku versus Superman bullshit, and I was like, come on, yo, why are we talking about this?
Seriously.
I don't know where it's saved. I don't feel like fishing it up again, but Leslie sent like a gif of like of some characters. Is that actually from the anime? Because that's like
it's from Holic. It's a Six-Holic.
It's hilarious.
Yeah,
they're like sticks, and like they do like a flip, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? A stick?
I was gonna make that joke. I was like, their body's supposed to be so many heads, and it's like fucking 20 heads.
Yeah,
for plant characters.
It's hilarious because like I don't know what the anatomy thing is. Like we were talking about that one podcast. Like I never learned how to draw, but it's like so many circles is the body and so many circles is the head. I mean, it's the head are the legs. But you can tell like every so often, like when you're watching a clam thing, it's like okay, they did not take that lesson. They're just like me. They don't know how many circles is anything. It's like the little legs are 20 circles. It's like it's fine.
No one needs to get it. It's anime.
Oh my god! And I especially love when they give him crazy legs and they give him like that Dutch angle, so they look even longer. And I'm like, stop!
Oh
stop!
God.
Like they're
gotta
freaks.
be longer, like a long cat.
Long cat.
Yo, what happened to you? Aside from this Goku, other bullcrap. What that Evangelion thing is?
3.0 plus
like,
1.0,
yeah.
Which is the new movie. It's
4.4.
Yeah.
So is it like was that the new thing that was supposed to be coming out?
That's supposed to be.
Okay, so apparently during AX they show like I think it was like 10-minute clip or something.
Yeah, I remember that.
I wanted to watch it. That's so bad. But no one knows what happened. That's quite a while ago.
It's yeah, like is it ever gonna come out? That's like the running the big question. Oh my god!
Like how long has it been?
For fucking
how long
ever.
has it, like how long has it been
couple
since
years?
No, since like Rebuild started. Since the Rebuild series started.
I'm gonna Google that.
Cause like I'm thinking about it, I'm like,
well, I was still like actively collecting. Not collecting is the wrong word, but I was still actively like watching new anime on the regular, which I haven't done in a long time. When 1.11 and like 2.22, that's what they were called, were coming out.
I remember
not gonna lie.
Yeah.
No, it's supposed to come out
this
year, the new one.
Yeah.
Oh no, nothing. I have unpopular opinion, but go ahead.
Get in the fucking robot,
okay.
Shinji.
So what I was gonna say is like it started, and here's the thing: they never needed to do this. They never
Yep.
needed to start the
first
rebuild.
one was in 2007.
There you go. So it's been almost 13 years.
Yeah.
And this fucking thing hasn't ended yet. This is like the fucking Duke Nukem Forever.
This is
of
how
anime.
Anno is gonna troll all the Evangelion fans until we die or something. I don't know.
Didn't he shit on us enough? Like, hasn't he shit on us enough?
He needs to make fun of all the weeps. They can't ever stop.
He did.
I really hope. I don't know how the fuck the last one is supposed to redeem the past three at all. Because for me, like, they're garbage. They're trash.
Was that the one where
The
they
last
fucking
one
found
was the one with
Shinji and they fucking lock his ass up and then fucking Ray comes and saves his ass and then he's like, nah, fuck y'all, leave. That one?
Pretty much. Yeah, Oscar.
Oh yeah, that movie was fuck that movie. Fucking bad. But I'm gonna tell you, unpopular opinion, even the first anime, fuck that shit. That thing was 7 out of 10. Everyone's like, oh, this. I'm just like, I watched it.
I love the original, but like these rebuilds are fucking ass.
What I said is, if you need an extension of your anime to make it good, then it wasn't a good anime.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've never been.
Like, it was. I don't think it's like fucking terrible. I didn't think that it was like everyone's nostalgia glass is good. I watched it. I watched it with a fair fucking like. I was just like, I'm gonna watch it, but then all the psychological shit. I'm just like, okay, that's cool. It's just the way it ended is like, damn, they done fucked up. That's why they had to make all those other parts.
They did fuck up the ending. They ran out of money.
Yeah, no, that's why I was like, I was just like,
that's why.
There's an episode. Have you guys ever heard of the cartoon Chowder?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you know this episode where they wind up spending a shit ton of money and then halfway into they hit a wall where it's like, oh my god, we ran out of animation budget, and it cuts to them all just live action, looking at the
voices.
Oh yeah,
at the voice actor, and they're like, what do we do? And it's just the people. It's like, I guess we have to do a car wash or something to raise money, and then it's them, like the real people doing a car wash, and that's exactly how the fuck the end of Evangelion is. It's just whatever, and go.
I think that was the thing that I was I think I was not upset about, but that's why I was just like, if someone were to watch this first time and they really just watched it first time, like, how could you say that this was fucking absolutely great? I can understand you say it was good, but it wasn't it's not fun. Like when everyone's like, Final Fantasy VII, it was like that game was maybe not even that good. That plot is 7 out of 10. I enjoyed the game. But
we're gonna fight about Final Fantasy VII. But
hold on.
Come on, man.
Okay, so I will say this, this is my theory. I think it really depends when you watch it.
Exactly. I was going to say, I'll admit 7 for me. Final Fantasy 7 has nostalgia glasses. I think most people have nostalgia glasses for Evangelion.
I watched
Evangelion
when I was a kid. Evangelion was so popular in Peru. People of the news, my favorite my favorite anchor news person, he was a fan. He did cosplay. He was interviewed.
Nice.
Cosplay. And there was a morning section about anime, and they were talking about Evangelion. It was in the newspaper. I was like, everybody loved Evangelion in Peru. It was just a thing.
That's awesome.
So I think maybe that's why I was a kid, and it's like, oh yeah, I really liked Evangelion. We were liking it together. And then watching it, I rewatched it with him, and it's like, oh wow, I can see that there are things that as an adult I will be like, but as a kid and watching as a kid, it's totally different. The experience is totally different.
Yeah, because I watched it as an adult. We only watched it last, I think, was it 2 years ago? I think, or a year and a half ago. Because I haven't, I literally didn't finish watching it, so I was just like, let's watch this again when I actually could commit myself to it.
Right.
And that's why I said the first anime, I was like, that's 7 out of 10, and then when they added some of the parts after that, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, it's coming together, but it just sucks that I was like, it's just one of those things where it's just like, if it wasn't great before, how can you say it's hard to it's like saying, oh man, my game was awesome, my game was cool, this video game's so cool with the fucking expansions. I was like, dude. You know what I mean? But
that's
like I just got lucky enough to like that all the content was out. Then I watched it. Then I watched it together. Then versus like that's why I say I can admit 7 out of 10, but with everything else, I was like it bumped up to like a good 8, and I was just like, okay, this is it's not. I don't give any 10s. I don't really give 9s either. So I was just like 8 is that's pretty solid. You know what I mean?
No, I got like maybe like a handful of 10s, if that. But like to your point, when I first watched Evangelion, I actually didn't like it. Like I didn't, and like I saw the last episode, like this is fucking horseshit. And then I watched Evangelion, and I'm like, oh god. And at that point, that was like the most depressing thing I've ever watched. That was when I was a kid. Years later, like after I grew up, like I didn't realize this. I'd actually been suffering with like depression for like a long fucking time. So by the time like I rewatched it as an adult, older, gone through a whole lot more shit, struggling through college, living by myself after like a really fucked up relationship, just general like, and then like struggling like going through different like meds and stuff like that, and like going to therapy. And this is my own theory, and I'm totally probably projecting here, but the people who I've heard like who really love Evangelion, like anybody you talk to who like YouTubers who make like long form multi-episode analysis for it.
Our boy Super iPad Wolf.
Like, was that?
I said I'm giving a shout out to Super iPad Wolf.
I've loved it. Did he? Wait, oh yeah, shit, he did. He made an episode about the elevator. That's right. Honestly, I was thinking about oh my god, what's his name? Fuck, it'll come to me later. Homeboy hasn't made a video in fucking ever. But Demolition D, there we go. But it's like there's this emotional connection where it's like, oh, there is nothing that like describes how fucked up and bleak and just like how like the entire idea of like I want to be better. But the way I get better is by putting myself in a vulnerable state. And the only way to, like, you risk getting hurt again. There's nothing like Evangelion who does that. When you watch it and you're, like, in the bleakest moment, when you finish it, it actually comes out as optimistic. Because you're like, oh, I have the opposite of this is being in an ocean of LCL. And it's nothing. No good, no bad. You want good? You gotta have bad. But I mean, that's how it affected me. But go ahead, Haro.
Actually, from what I remember when I was a kid, the biggest thing that Evangelion that I remember when I was a kid is that I liked it, but it was mostly because there's look all these mechs because I love mechs. I was like, it's these mechs, but they're not really mechs. They're giant thing armor. Anyway, there's the fights, and then the characters are cool. Oh my god, Kaworu is so cool, and
I got something to say about that too.
Not so much. I don't remember much the character drama as the action stuff, but now that I rewatched it and seen like the rebuild and things like that, as an adult, then it's like, oh shit, this is like a really fucked up situation for Shinji. And it just makes me think like I didn't see this as a kid, but now as an adult, like with depression too and things like that, it's like this is really like sad and really hits you hard. Like it makes me think and it hits me hard. It's like dang, like sometimes it's like god damn, I'm so emotional.
Like Asuka?
No, I mean Asuka, they like her situation and the way she is. Like I didn't like Asuka as a kid, and I still don't like her now, even though I know the why she's in the way she is. Like she's in such a terrible mindset. Even I still don't like her. It's like it's still annoying me. But I get to understand more the situations of every character, like Misato's situation.
Best girl.
I didn't get it as a kid because I'm a kid. I don't understand. I don't understand. I'm like, what, 8? So, now as an adult and going through all these things in life, I was like, oh man, I get it. I've been through this, or I can empathize with this. And I'm like, I see and I can digest it so much better. And I still like the series, even though I see this series as a different way now. I still like it, and I still think the ending is weird, but
Oh yeah.
It's like totally like a thing that.
Wait, which one?
Adult is different.
The TV or like the movie?
The TV ending.
Yeah.
I mean, like, oh, okay, congratulations. Like, they getting juiced makes more sense
I was
to me than anything.
so fucking pissed at congratulations. I have not met a single person who defends congratulations.
Yeah, I saw that shit and I was what the fuck? But even when I watched it, I think one of the first times I watched it when Shinji was like crying, like he's talking to himself, and they're all like, it was like characters talking to themselves. And I walked in, and I was like an edgy 16-year-old. I was like, "Fuck this shit, being a little bitch." Like the fuck,
You're still
right? And then when we watched it, so when I actually watched it and committed myself to it, like year and a half ago, I was like, "Oh shit, man, this is like." Despite me being like, "Yeah, this is like 7 out of 10," it's like super relatable because I was just like, "Shit, dog." I think I feel like I know how Shinji feels and Asuka too, because I was like, "Oh man, I got almost similar problems." As you know, as like a mix of both of them. Ugh,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just like, it's one of those things where it's like you really like start to like you look in the mirror when you watch it. I'm just like, oh shit, but it's like not saying that like I wasn't like that before. It was just the fact that I was just like, oh okay, now I understand. But the thing is, I had to walk into Evangelion with that mindset already. But if I watched it. Like I was like, if I watch it without having like, okay, you know, might be a little bit more psychological, right? And they're trying to break all the tropes. Then I would have been like, what the fuck is this shit?
Oh yeah, right? No. If you go into Evangelion and you don't know shit about like Gundam or anything, or like anything where like there's a kid hero who like has.
He's just like, yeah, I could pilot, like, and it's gonna be fucking tight. I'm gonna be the good guy.
Right? It's completely different. It's like,
yeah, could he? Oh my bad.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. So the way I kind of see it is like, have you ever like seen or played a game? You ever like watched a movie or show or whatever, or listened to music or something, or played a game where it's like it wasn't fun, but like what it did was like you can't deny that it was done really well. Like it was like, I don't know how to say it, but like a work of media that like is undeniably really good, but it's not like enjoyable. Because, like, the point was to kind of, like, be not enjoyable. Mm. If that makes any sense.
Uh-huh. I get you.
Like, if there's a game and, like, there's a... Like, horror... Oh, this might be a good or bad example, but, like, the first Resident Evils, where, like, the debate about the tank control is constantly there.
Oh. Yeah, and people are just like, oh, yeah, it's supposed to make it harder. And then
because it's more scary.
But then, then they say like, nah, man, we had limitations, so we had to do it like that, dog.
Who fucking knows?
No, that's what they said. They're like, it's limited, so it's hard. Our technology is limited, so we had to do it like that.
Yeah.
And then the people want to keep the tank controls in, but they're like, nah, if we really wanted it, we wanted the RE2 remake to be that way because. We didn't have the capabilities then.
There was no 3D games before then.
Yeah,
like
it's all like pre-rendered, you know, backgrounds and them just walking in the pre-rendered backgrounds.
At the same time, though, I totally see how like those shitty controls totally make the game more scary, and so it's like it's kind of like this snapshot almost. It's like this. It's harder and it's scarier because of it, and it's really hard for me to argue that it's not a plus. Like it's not making the whole work stronger because it's difficult because it's like this thing where like there's this wall that you have to pierce through, right? But like at the same time, it goes completely against the fact that like when we watch things and we play games, like we want to have fun, right?
Oh, yeah,
it's this weird catch-22.
Yeah, it's just like because I play fighting games, and when you play, you're like, fuck, man, I'm getting my ass kicked, but I still want to keep on playing. So when you keep on playing, it's like, fuck, man, when you lose, it's like, fuck. But once you break through that, you're just like, all that time, you know, you finally see that plant sprout a little bit.
I'm definitely that guy who does like a salty run back like 10 times.
You should see, we have a meme in our Discord, my friend on the other Discord, and it's like, when he said that he want that run back, it's like 20 games later.
Oh my god.
But yeah, that like Oh man, are we going over?
No, it's fine.
That's
not what I said about. That's not what I said about.
That last movie though, that shit fucking got me mad. Fucking Evangelion. They found his ass. They gave him the cold shoulder. They threw him into the prison, and then he's like, "What did I do? What did I do, guys? I don't know." And they're like, "I didn't tell you anything." And then when Ray comes to break him out, they're like, "What are you doing? Why are you leaving?" Bitch, you didn't give him a reason to stay. You did everything you could to have him want to leave. So why the fuck? Like, why are you guys even upset? Y'all didn't even want it. You guys are cheating. Like, yeah, I didn't want him anyway. Like,
they didn't explain shit to him.
Yeah, and he didn't know. He genuinely didn't know. So like, when someone's like, "Yo, bitch, I can get you out," he's just like, "Yo, fuck, better than this place." And then when they left, they're like, "You making my no? I'm so angry." He's like, "What are
you put me in jail? Yeah, what do you think I'm gonna do?" You
give him like no incentive. And then when he fucked up, and that's why Kawaru, I was like, at first when I from the first series, she's like, "I like him so much." I was like, this bitch was only in the first one episode. There's not enough character development for me to even be like, he's tight. I was like, who the fuck is this fool? It's just like when random man it's like figuring out like Ronald. You didn't know who Ronald McDonald. He showed up one day. You're like, what's this random ass? And then all of a sudden, you know, you're just like,
I need that edit. I need somebody to make an edit.
Who the fuck is Ronald McDonald guy? We don't give a fuck about it. And then later, like, and, you know, it's only that one day, and then later, oh, she got Ronald McDonald dude later made fucking McDonald's. Like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of
so good, Doc.
No, just like I was just saying, like saying like you can like a character in one episode, but it didn't give me enough incentive to be like, okay. And then later, I was like, oh my god, this guy's the best boy. Like they had all the the theories about him like dying and coming back and trying to make things. I was like, oh man, like I like this guy a lot. Like I was just like, you know, if that's the case, which you know we don't fucking know, but I was just like, okay, you know, this guy's he's likable now. Like at the first, I was like, oh okay, you know, you and Shinji guys like. I was like, okay, that's cool, but I was just like, then he's just like, I'm a bad guy. I'm like, oh no, why? No, like
maybe he just has really good dick.
Oh my god,
he did Shinji really good, but
he absolutely did.
Like if it was like over time, and he was like, and they're just like, oh, you know, they be having a friendship. They're, you know, even if they're gay, I don't give a fuck. That's friendship. Cool. And then he was just like, nah, man, fuck this. I'm about to fucking wreck y'all. And then I'd be like, oh man, what? That's a terrible betrayal. But when he just one episode, and then he betrayed, I was like, you know what they say, you know, we don't fuck with no.
You remember that scene where like Shinji's that like fucking notorious scene where Shinji is in Unit 1 and he's holding Kaoru, and it's just like for like 15 fucking minutes. Just imagine, like this is like the ultimate angel set to destroy humanity, right? And it's like freeze frame for like an eternity. How good must Kaoru's dick be? That he literally sat, like, he just, like, is there in the robot for 15 minutes. Hold it, like, it just takes one...
Do I kill humanity or do I kill them?
That dick must be amazing.
That wasn't the one where he's like, don't get the spear. He's like, no, I'm get the spear from my dad. He's like, no,
he's getting that spear.
He's like, I'm gonna get that spear.
In the series, he didn't want to... He was debating between killing Kaoru, because if killing Kaoru... You pretty much Kaoru will destroy everybody, or you kill him and stop him.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Kaoru, it's like Shinji formed a bond with Kaoru. Like, it's like pretty much the only person that he pretty much like show affection towards him.
It's the only person who was nice to him.
Yeah, the only person that was nice to him, and he was only there for like only a couple of days. So Shinji's like in a very tough situation, like.
Hell no,
or like the person that you care about, do you need it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's easy though. You have to. So it's like, man, if I gotta kill, if you had turned to a zombie, I'd be like, man,
but the thing
either
is,
you
like,
gonna kill me or I love you.
The situation that changes here, he's like really fucked up, like really fucked up.
I know it's fucked up.
So
I understand. That's why.
So this is why it was a very tough situation. Like I could be like, okay, well, bye, Warren. I gotta save humanity, but
yeah, but like
he hasn't had anything this nice in his whole life.
But no matter, he like it's a lose-lose. I was like, if he destroys all humanity, like fuck, man, I can't even get on with my relationship. Was like, if I kill you, still can't get on with my relationship. Yeah, it's.
That's what makes it good. Like that's why.
I mean, what?
But yeah, sometimes you just gotta make those hard decisions. You just gotta go out and be like Shane.
I thought we were ragging on Evangelion, but now everyone's all like.
No, like I mean, the last movie, okay, the last movie, straight up. Was it that last movie?
It was the last one.
Toru's just like, don't get the spear, Shinji.
No,
and he's like, Shinji's like, no, I'm gonna get it. He's like, don't get the spear. And he's like, no, I'm gonna kill you. He's like, bro, like, I fuck, dog, I'm telling you. He's like, nah, I'm gonna go get it. And he's like, then he fucked up. He's like, yo, bitch, I told you not to. Like, this is the. When they locked your ass up, this is the reason.
Yep. Did y'all ever watch Gurren Lagann?
I didn't finish it.
Is that the one with the chick?
I actually enjoyed it.
Big old heavens.
She had a big old titties, and then
big old titties, yeah.
A whole bunch of titties.
And then our coming up died.
She was 14.
Oh shit! Am I saying illegal shit? Calm the car.
That's just not real. But anyway.
Yoko's 14-year-old titties.
Anyway.
Manuel's gonna cancel tonight too.
So
For the record,
same
I've
way.
never seen it. I only knew that somebody has big titties.
Oh, it's dope as fuck. But it's interesting because how Evangelion is like this like answer to like Gundam and just like anime where a kid becomes savior of the world, that shit. Gurren Lagann was really an answer to Evangelion because it's the same premise, but it's like not allowing yourself to get swallowed up in your like despair, that kind of thing, right? And like pushing forward and all that. So the scene in the Rebuild movies where where Shinji gets like all the spears and everything, it almost seems like an answer to Gurren Lagann because it's like he's doing the same thing Shimon does, but it turns out horrible for Shinji. So it's almost like this, like you can kind of track like this conversation going on, like in media almost.
I don't know, it's trolling everybody.
I think it could be both.
He's just like, no, he's like, I'm just coming with random shit and I'm just throwing it into anime. And even if I made it into heap and garbage, people will be like, this is a masterpiece.
Dude, that sounds about
Probably.
right.
It could be that too.
That sounds about right.
No, fucking man, I can't.
We should probably wrap
Like how
this.
me at the beginning, it's a Rei and Asuka figure.
We should probably wrap this up, except that the only other topic we didn't really cover is the RE4 remake. And I don't want to go too far into that, but I will say that I am upset. First of all, it's just rumors for Resident Evil 4, by the way, RE4. First of all, I hated Nemesis. It's not even Nemesis anymore. I didn't like the RE3 remake, Resident Evil 3. I thought I was going to take a huge break from Animal Crossing to play it. But nope. Yeah, you can beat that shit. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. You can beat that shit, even if you don't know what you're doing, in about 2-3 hours.
Yeah, didn't they say they said it felt like a fucking DLC or
it was bad.
an expansion,
and they actually cut things out from the original game, which blows my mind. They cut out they added some content, I will admit, but they cut out way more than they added, which is ridiculous. But that aside, and for the record, I'm not trying to say the Resident Evil game should be long. For those who don't know, the first one, all of them actually, they basically invented speedrunning, where you're like you want to beat it in like 90 minutes or an hour to get like unlock shit. But I'm upset that if the rumors are true and they're yes, I'm upset that if they remake 4, that they're not going to remake Code Veronica, which I think they did already. They HD'd it. But they should remake Code Veronica, which is the real Resident Evil 3, and that's all I have to say about Resident Evil remakes. 3, mic drop, because I love Resident Evil Code Veronica.
My thing is like, I mean, well, on the topic of like Resident Evil 2, I haven't played them, but like everything was, what I was hearing was like, and this is kind of what I was wondering, was that everything they said about Mr. X in the Resident Evil, sick, nice, got the crack fries.
Wow.
Look at that.
Here I am.
As soon as we're done with this, I'm gonna actually go like try to get some McDonald's real fast myself. But go on, let's wrap it up. Go ahead and see what you're gonna say.
Everything they said about Mr. X, I was like, so what the fuck are they gonna do with Nemesis? Because it sounds like Nemesis. Like everything they said was good about Mr. X is good about that. So when I heard that, I was like, and then I heard that like everything about Nemesis is just like scaled back from Mr. X. I'm like, then why? Like why?
Yep.
Resident Evil 4 is a 10 out of 10 for me. Like just dead ass. If I had to pick like a handful of games that I was only allowed to play those ever again, Resident Evil 4 is one of those. I don't think it needs a remake.
That's what I was gonna say.
Perfect, but
I think the original one stands.
I'm like, okay, all right, but really, like, I would really rather see Code Veronica because the cool thing is, like, I never want to go back and play the original Resident Evils. Resident Evil 4 was literally the first one I played. Never want to play the originals, except for like maybe like a remake, like the first one.
I never minded tank
they
controls.
came out with 2 and 3.
Yeah, I never minded tank controls. So for the record,
couldn't stand them.
For the record, I know you guys kind of briefly brought that up a while ago, but I never minded tank controls. And
I think they're spoiled.
But I do agree that Code Veronica still suffers from like the old school Resident Evil like nonsense. But like you said,
well, like what are they gonna update with Resident Evil 4? Like it's pretty much the same thing.
And
like Code Veronica, they could do so much more.
For the record, I prefer the Wii version of 4. That's my personal favorite version.
Yeah. That's definitive edition.
Exactly. So if anyone wants to go out there, go buy the Wii one. The Wii. Last time I checked, for all I know, like video game prices are stupid right now because of the quarantine. But last time I checked, the Wii version was pretty damn cheap. And actually, the Wii. We did mention that the Wii has gone up in price. That the Wii
emulators.
Yeah. You can actually.
I think
there's a really good Wii emulator called. I think it's just Dolphin.
Oh, I know. I hacked the shit. Oh, never mind. I thought you meant like the actual like console hacking the console. I'm like, oh.
Oh, you can hack the console super easy now. Like,
I did that. I got a hard drive hooked up to mine, boy.
Yeah, I still can't rip discs properly on it. But to be honest, half of that's because I haven't really tried. But anyway, let's start wrapping this up. We had a 3-hour podcast without even realizing it, and I'm really hungry.
I'm starving.
Get my Big Mac. Let's go.
I know.
Fries.
So let's start wrapping this up. For the record, actually, I don't know why I said for the record. I shouldn't have said that. We'll be live on Tuesday, so come tune into that. I think we're going to talk about how easy it is to be an anime. We're basically going to like be boomers. We're going to talk about how easy it is to be an anime fan these days. Like back in my day, we had to watch 3 parts on YouTube.
Thinking back in my day, people were like, "You watch anime? That's gay." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then now everyone's just like, "Oh my god!" Now everyone's fucking an anime fan. They're like, "Oh, that's stupid."
Is that the one with the big ass titties?
Is
it that Sailor Moon X?
Oh my god! Okay.
Sailor and the 7 balls.
Just before. So this is pretty like out there because this happened in I think Nylon magazine, like fashion magazine, with so this girl, this artist. Oh man, I forgot. Hailey.
Let's hurry up, going to McDonald's.
Okay, so sorry. This she posted a picture of herself on Instagram. She was wearing a pink wig and a sailor sexy sailor uniform. And Nylon is like, oh my god, Hailey did a Sailor Moon cosplay, and I'm like, the fuck? This is a big fashion magazine, and I'm wondering if there's like weebs working in this place or not, because someone should
obviously they are.
Oh no, we're everywhere. We're everywhere.
Just wearing a sailor uniform that's not a Sailor Moon cosplay make. But these are the times that everything is like anime. Like, oh, sailor uniform. Are you anime?
Well, remember that
show hentai at his parties?
Dang, Kanye West.
Badass.
Yo, it's just like that one, the one Attack on Titan. I remember we were at Anime Expo and some girl was supposed to be cosplaying some bitch from Attack on Titan. She just had a bikini on and put on that jacket, had the sword, and I was just like, bitch, you are not cosplaying. But everyone's taking pictures where I was like, no one likes you for your cosplay, ho. Sorry.
Oh, damn.
Oh, see, I'd be like, you're not cosplaying, but I don't hate this.
He's gonna get canceled.
Cancel Warren. I guess we're all
Why?
getting.
Was she underage? Was she underage? I'll take that back.
Everyone's getting canceled today. Oh my God, Warren, you were safe until now. You could have just not said anything for the next 5 minutes until we wrapped up. But there you go.
Now you're canceled.
Look at Leslie. Leslie's judging you now. Well, on that
Leslie always judge me.
I'm not going up. I'm not being those creepy guys who like fuck camera. None of that shit. I'm very respectful. I see what you're doing. I like it. Thumbs up. Cool.
Yeah, everyone's just like. I'm just like, oh.
So we're
they like your assets. Okay, let's start for that.
We're live Tuesday at 6 p.m. Tune in there. We'll be live again next week. Well, actually, I don't know if we'll be live next weekend because... Actually, I know we're going to be. I don't know why I'm saying that. It's just not scheduled yet. But the Drunk Podcast with Ren is up on YouTube. People are already somehow watching it. I think somebody... I gave someone the URL. They just shared it. So I should... I just don't know when to make that public, just because I don't want it to like step all over the other podcasts. So yeah, you could watch a really silly drunk podcast that I did with Ren a year ago, and I try to show Ren, but Ren's like, "Please don't show me that." She's so embarrassed, and it's a funny one.
Oh my God,
this
was amazing.
There's a part where she legit did a dance cover, and I am not caring. I am just on my phone, not even looking at her, and she's doing a dance cover like on her camera, like she's drunk off her ass, and it is great content. You should watch it when it's up.
That is content.
But anyway, like, comment, subscribe if you're on YouTube. If we made you laugh, we earned a like. That's what I always say. If not, do whatever the fuck you want. If you're gonna drink, if you're gonna like butt chuck some bleach, don't blame me for it. Just do what you're gonna do.
Put it in your eyes first.
Yes. Now, but seriously, wash your hands, take care of yourselves. If you want to support us, patreon.com/ADJconnections. Shout out to Ed and Kenneth, the current patrons. And that's about it. Subscribe to us one way or the other. If you're on Twitch, I do promise that we're going to put the emotes on. But once again, the emotes are going to be recycled from Discord for now. But there will be original ones coming. Actually, as a matter of fact, I've already asked, like, I'm not artistic in any way myself, but I've asked some people to do some for us, and I might commission a couple too. So we'll see. Well, I'm gonna commission some GIFs for sure, not GIFs, but like some cool sub animations and whatever. But that's that. Thank you, Pleiades, for joining us. Thank you, Leslie and Warren, for joining me, I guess.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And basically, everyone's canceled except for Leslie.
I'm never canceled.
Congrats.
Good
Leslie
night.
likes to stay beyond the lines. Good night.
Cancel Ultra Z. Yes, cancel us. Good night. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe, stay healthy. Peace.
Be healthy.